All eyes on Doge. Big run up to the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big run up to the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Monday. How's everybody doing? You know me, I like to keep it real, right? So we're going to talk about that today. The real reason Dogecoin and crypto went down today. And there really isn't just one reason, but there's a big one that kind of dominated, but there's other stuff going on too. So we're going to get into all of that. Yes, a little trim today. It's a nice sunny day here in Boston. We had an earthquake today. Did you hear about the earthquake? It was an earthquake just north of Boston. We typically don't have earthquakes like this, but that was odd. A little rumbling happened. I looked outside, thought like a big truck was going by. Nope. I was like, it's an earthquake. So, just a little shaky. Another thing, for any of you who are watching on like a TV, big screen, you may notice a little more clarity here. Yes, I played with the settings because some people were saying, Kriss, you gotta up those settings to 1080. And I realized once I got into the settings, it wasn't even at 720. It was down at like 480 or something like that. And it was like, you guys have been seeing me like not clear at all. So if this is like, if you're watching on TV and this is looking exceptionally clear, let me know. Because I just want to see what your experience is of this. So we have I know, Ryan, 480. I couldn't believe it. A single pixel. Yeah. So what's going on, guys? Let me get down here in the corner. Good news and bad news, right? As always, good news and bad news. Oh, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it. Raiden? Yeah, so as long as we can handle this, I get all these warning signs, right? Oh, you're setting it to 1080. You know, not all platforms are going to be able to handle it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. So, and it's like, I don't have Wi-Fi for this. My streaming computer has a hard wire, so don't have to go through Wi-Fi. Verizon Fios, we should be good. So what's going on with Doge? Well, last night, right after the stream, could you imagine, like, we were up here right after the stream. We were sort of hugging this orange line. And then I'm watching the football game. And I'm like, what is going on? As it goes down and it goes down and it goes down. And it's just like, man, I might have to buy some on the dip. So I bought on the red candle right here. I bought on that red candle. Because so like, you know, me buying the red candles. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 red candles in a row was like, ouch. So I bought on that dip at like 32.8. 32.8 on the dip. And then it started going up. And I was like, hey, I caught the bottom. Yeah, no. So what's going on? Why is this going down? But are we seeing recovery back up now? We saw earlier this afternoon, we were up almost to 33 cents. And then there was a secondary red candle. So we had that secondary red candle. We'll talk about that too. But so for the short term, I've drawn this little line here, and we'll see whether we can start a new upward trend. Bitcoin, 100K up and down. We're just a little bit below it. Again, Bitcoin this afternoon also kind of went down a little bit after it was recovering up to 102 nicely. Sort of a secondary thing, but it's everything. ETH, Algorand, Solana, Cardano, they're almost all the same the same shape. That's what everybody did. So it's across crypto. It's not just Doge. I don't want to hear Doge is dead or Doge is dropping. It's all crypto. Okay, it's all crypto. There might be the exceptional thing here and there, but it's all crypto. So the first thing first, here's what Nick says. If you sold your Bitcoin, Dogecoin, crypto, because of a Chinese AI startup, you're not going to make it. If your Bitcoin or Dogecoin or crypto was forcibly sold because you took on too much leverage and were liquidated, you're not going to make it. But if you kept calm and you hodled, you'll be handsomely rewarded. We're in a bull market. This is just a pullback. It's a pullback in an overall bull market based on what? Based on what? The real reason. The real reason. Because, you know, I like to keep it real, right? What's the real reason? Oh, Chinese DeepSeek AI app disrupts the market. Investor skepticism leads to a sell-off in US tech stocks and cryptos. Yep, that's kind of the trigger. But it's odd because like the thing came out on Friday and sort of last night, right when the US futures for stocks opened up, all of a sudden we saw this red, this big red happening. And then it came out about this thing. And so unfortunately, crypto just took the brunt overnight because stocks aren't trading overnight, right? And just crypto just went down and down and down. So is it just FUD? Is it all just a big bunch of FUD? Or is there something else at play here? Because, I mean, really? It's like, it's another app. It's like another chat GPT. Yeah, there's all these stories, right? Oh, the Chinese only invested like, you know, X amount of dollars and instead of Y amount of dollars, right? And they did it in 2 months where it took, you know, the US over a year to do these things. You know what they did, right? OpenAI, right? Used to be open source. Remember that? Well, the Chinese stole it. Of course they did. And then they played with it for a couple months. And then they released their own. Because that's what the Chinese do, right? They steal everything. So is it better? I don't know. I played with it. And if you follow me on X, you'll see I did some side-by-side, like, will Dogecoin get a spot ETF? And the first thing that DeepSeek said was, well, as of my last update in July 2024, there is no specific information regarding the approval of a Dogecoin spot ETF. And I'm like, everybody's upset about this thing? And it hasn't been updated since July of 2024. It was like, what? And then someone said, well, you didn't click the deep think button, right? And so I clicked the deep think button and it basically gave me a little more of a detailed explanation, and it kind of answered it a little more like Grok would than ChatGPT. But in the end, it was like still kind of the same, not updated. So at least on a casual level, it just didn't seem that different to me. But I played with it again and I continued. And so there was this thing about FAFO, right? And Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is a FAFO president. And I'm like, what does that mean, right? Of course, I knew what it meant. But I asked Grok, what is FAFO? FAFO seems to be an acronym or a shorthand, but without additional context, it could refer to several things. Grok couldn't answer it. I was like, Grok couldn't answer it. So I asked DeepSeek. Oh, DeepSeek got it. They got it right away. If you keep messing with them, you're going to FAFO. So it's just another language. But of course, stocks got crushed, particularly NVIDIA. NVIDIA is now down, what, 17%. That's like billions of dollars of market cap just wiped off from NVIDIA. Apple was up today, but that's just, up 4%. That's because Siri is Siri, right? You still say, hey, Siri, and, Siri does her thing. So she's not competing with all of these AI things. So Apple just their stock went up today. So does he not know the news? What news don't I know? Right, Colombia and Trump. I know that. Right. I was kidding. FAFO. I said, of course I know what FAFO is. Yes, that was yesterday's news. Colombia rejected the plane, and then the president of Colombia came around and said, well, you know what? Because Trump threatened all the tariffs. The president of Colombia caved and said, okay, we'll take the prisoners. And if I need to send an airplane to help, I'll send an airplane. But it freaked everybody else out, though, right? It was like Trump and these tariffs, right? The price of coffee is going to go way up. And I'm just really, you're worried about the price of coffee? Come on. There's much bigger things at play here than the price of coffee. Yeah, the FAFO coin, of course, or token, I should say. Secret letters. It's a token. The FAFO token, of course, took off. And it's going to crash next week, just like everything. So don't get all, hyped up about it, because a week from now, that FAFO token is going to be nothing, just like 99% of those meme tokens. So we know that, right? We know that. But what else is going on? It's Trump, right? Trump, reportedly receptive to strategic reserve with US-based cryptos. So we're like, hey, that's great news, right? US-based cryptos, tax relief, all of that. But then, of course, Trump released the Trump token. Remember that? Weekend right before the inauguration. We had all this great bullish momentum going into that weekend. We thought, alt season's going to start, like all this. And then it just, we had the Trump token, we had the Melania token. So we talked all through that last week, but that really slowed down crypto prices when that happened. But now there's all of this, well, what is it about this strategic reserve and what's going on with that? Because Jack Mallers is saying Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, got into Trump somehow, had a meeting with him, and talked about not a Bitcoin strategic reserve, but a crypto one, which could also include XRP. And so now we got Jack Mallers, who's the CEO of Strike. He's basically saying, Ripple is undermining American prosperity and freedom. I can confirm that they are actively spending millions of dollars trying to undermine a strategic Bitcoin reserve. This is corporate lobbying disguised as tech growth. We must fight back. And so what do? They start putting out information about XRP. Now, I know a lot of you are XRP fans. You know I am not. Many of you ask me again and again why, and I say do your research. But there's another thing, which I hadn't thought of, which I think Jack and his team or whoever in the Bitcoin maxis put this out. But what is Ripple's role in crypto? Ripple, known for its blockchain-based payment solutions, which isn't as a currency, it's a cross-border payment thing, has long been a polarizing figure in the crypto world. The company promotes its XRP token as a faster, more efficient way to move money globally. But critics like Mallers argue that its centralized structure and heavy lobbying efforts go against the decentralized ethos of cryptos like Bitcoin. And then we also have this. Ripple has developed this CBDC platform, And over 90% of central banks around the world are actively looking at CBDCs. They're exploring the use of a CBDC. Meanwhile, Trump decided an executive order, the United States will have no CBDC. But guess what XRP is doing? They're just going to go where the money is. Yes, XRP is built to support CBDCs. Just another reason that we're like, do your research on XRP, guys. Most people don't look at this stuff. They just see price go up, I'll buy. So there's that. And that doesn't help, like this whole thing, infighting between the Bitcoin maxis and the XRP army and all. So we got that going on. And then we got Doge. What about Dogecoin? Losing key support level, right? So what is a support level? What does technical analysis say? And you can have the Elliott wave correction. You can have the weakening of the RSI momentum. You can have key Fibonacci levels, on and on and on and on again. Technical analysis has nothing to do with what happened last night, right? It was all about the news, the sell-off, the text, the pressure, like all of that. Technical analysis is not going to save you, nor is technical analysis going to tell you that it's going to drop. Now, some people showed some, some technical indicator saying Doge was going to drop. That was kind of in the minority, but there were some out there. And of course, they're out today saying, told you so. And it's just like, really? You're going to play that game? Really? I told you so? But yeah, the bears are out again today, though. And we'll probably have some bears here in the chat too, which is okay. All I ask is, if you think Dogecoin is going to go considerably lower than now, where it is now, like if it's going to drop under 30 cents and go to like 20, just tell me why. Just tell me why. Don't just say it's dropping. Tell me why you think that, and I'll be glad to have the conversation. But then you get these kinds of things like, can Dogecoin hit $20? And I'm just like, you guys don't get it. You don't get it, do you? Because then you start spouting this stuff out there and Ali's, price predictions and it's stuff. No wonder the Dogecoin community is so messed up, because there's unrealistic expectations on both ends. Either Dogecoin is dying or Doge is going to $20. And I'm just like, no, let's bring it in a little bit, right? Let's be a little more realistic of what's going on. Meanwhile, we look at the year so far, Dogecoin's up 2%. Dogecoin is still up 2% in January, guys. It's not the end of the world. Dogecoin is in the green. And everybody's freaking out, and I'm just like, we're fine. All of this action up and down is just noise. It's just trading. But with that, and with that drop, what else was behind it? Well, you know what I'm going to say next. The exchanges and the market makers, yep, liquidation city, Bitcoin over $300 million. Doge itself had $32 million in liquidated trades. We were looking at the heat map yesterday, remember? And I talked about it this morning in my video, and I showed it on the video. Where, remember, Bitcoin was like right in the middle, just kind of going sideways, and we looked at all the longs and all the shorts. They took out the longs. They took out the longs, including one trade on Bitcoin that was a $98 million trade. One trade, somebody bet a leveraged long $98 million trade. It's no wonder Bitcoin went below 100K, because that trade had a liquidation level below 100K. That whole DeepSeek AI thing and the FUD around that was enough to cause a little fear in the market for the market makers to dump the price and take out that $98 million trade. The real reason Dogecoin and crypto went down is that. It's that. That's it. Could have been a lot worse. But that was it. So now we are free to continue. Let's go. And that's what we're going to be watching as we recover, and we're going to get bullish again. Yeah, there's going to be an FOMC meeting tomorrow, and Chirpao on Wednesday will be, releasing no interest rate cuts, right? That's what it's going to be. The market will freak out short term. It'll go down. It'll come back up, whatever it's going to do. But in the end, I think recovery will continue. We'll get back to bull market stuff. And this whole DeepSeek AI thing will be behind us. So that's my intro, guys. Had to get that out. Right? Had to get that off my chest. For those just joining, hello, I'm Kriss. If you haven't been here before, I try and keep it real on this channel here. We're not going to talk about $20 Dogecoin, and we're not going to talk about 20-cent Dogecoin. We're going to keep it real. Also, if you haven't already, give the stream a like, guys, because this stream is unlike any other stream. Nobody streams like me, keeping it real and having fun. So hit the like button, guys. And while you're down there, if you haven't already, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Getting close to 18,000 subscribers now. Not that I really care, but I do see the numbers. We should have more on this channel. So that's what we got. Hey, Adam, do any of you randomly look at the time and realize you're 18 minutes late? And that was a good 18 minutes, too. That was a real good 18 minutes there. I covered a lot in that 18 minutes. For everyone just joining, maybe you just go back, maybe on 2x speed, so it only takes you 9 minutes to get through the first 18. And then you come back and we'll do Q&A. So we'll do Q&A. We won't wait for you to come back, though. I'll just catch up on what's been going on. And then you come back and you ask your questions, because that's what we do the rest of the stream, is we chat. Because I want to know what you guys are thinking, too, about all of this. I know, A-Star, we're closer to 20 cents than $20, but that tells you how I feel in the bull market, that we're not going to 20 cents. 43 cent Doge, or 43 and a half, the Rocky line, right, Raiden? The Rocky line. I will have a Dogecoin prediction video on Saturday, February, and I will look at the month of February. That's always the first of the month. So that's coming on Saturday. Like and subscribe, everybody. Thank you, Weather Girl. Appreciate it. Many people are even saying Kriss has the best streams. Trump. Yeah, and Trump's big executive order for crypto was a working group. And it's really? We wanted that announcement. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. Instead, we get a working group that's going to look at digital assets. So a lot of people were like, that's not what we were expecting. 69 cent Doge, that's keeping it real. 2075. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Luca. Yep. Since it was a nice sunny day today, right? Lunchtime, got out after the earthquake. Yes, Massachusetts had an earthquake. It was kind of centered, they think, up in the New Hampshire, Maine, southern Maine area, but felt it here in Boston. Had a little shaking. We had a little shaking, which was different for Boston. You guys in California, you get it all the time, but Boston really doesn't have any major fault lines, so. Thank you, Taters. Appreciate it. Yeah. Why did I tell you to buy? Yeah. Oh, it's coming. Yeah. Nvidia is doing worse than Fartcoin. That's the comment of the day so far, right there. Nvidia is doing worse than Fartcoin. Hey, Kurt, how are you? What's most disappointing? I could have taken profits in December. Yeah, you can't play that game. You can't play that game. Coulda, woulda, shouldas. You make the decision you make at the time, and then from there, it's best just looking forward, not looking back and saying coulda, woulda, shoulda. You'll never make it. That's another one of those. You're never going to make it if you start thinking like that. Susan's going to go back, get caught up. Big boy, could you please take a look at NBIS stock? I don't even know what NBIS stock is. You bought back in, meaning you used to hold it, and you don't anymore. The Nebis Group, NV, never heard of it. Big dump. Huge dump this morning. Look at that. Down 38%. Are you buying back into this thing? This is a relatively new stock. It just launched in October. I don't know what this thing is. I don't know what it's going to do. Good luck. Yeah. It might do okay. It's a new one though. I don't know. Yeah, hold the effing door, right? No rocky line yet. How much has Doge saved the government so far? What was it? The national debt clock? Wasn't it? U.S. national debt clock. Doge has saved $26 billion. $26 billion on the Doge clock. How about that? That's pretty awesome. 26 billion. Emperor, put our life savings in Doge, it'll go up. We'll be looking at Doge price targets on Saturday. I do have an overall, Zhao, on my Dogecoin price prediction video that's on my YouTube channel that I did on January 1st. You're scared the bull run is over. Well, scared people don't make money, Chris. You can't make money being scared. It was disturbing to wake up and see the price. Thank you, Kayak. A little trim. I have to look good. Do you notice that I am in 1080p today? 1080p. Yes, I fiddled with the settings and we are high definition now. High definition. For you guys that have big TV screens and are watching me, it should be much clearer than my previous live streams. 1080p. Took full advantage of the dip, Sonia. Time to buy farts. Anybody buy some fart dips? No, Ali. That is a fake tweet. And Daryl reposted it today. And I just said, yeah, we're just not going to be able to collab, Daryl. Not if you're posting that fake crap. No, that's all fake. Fake, 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 fake. The XRP army would love so much for Elon to talk about XRP, but he doesn't. He doesn't care about XRP. Yes, I felt it. The ground was shaking here in Boston. Trump does something with crypto around the midterms. Well, I mean, the working group has 6 months, so something will come out in 6 months. It'll be the middle of the summer, though. Can't we just do something now? Like in the next couple of weeks, because I have to sell to buy my house, and I'd rather sell at a higher price. Yeah. Why can't the dips happen when our paychecks go? I know, right? Tito, they should have waited a week, right when we got our new end of the month paychecks. You checked with Grok after my earlier post? He must have done some homework because then he got FAFO right. Yeah, mine he didn't. Mine he didn't at all. I mean, he wasn't even close. It was like, seems to be this. It might stand for find out, find out. It's like, find out, find out. It's like, what the heck's that? Grok. Really? Thanks, David. Appreciate it. Nope, I'm not drinking a cerveza. I'm just got a little agua here. Fartcoin was bound to run out of gas. Oh, yeah, you felt it out in Leominster too? Yeah, I think we probably felt it a little more here on the coast, closer to Maine. So, yeah. Can you believe that? NVIDIA, $600 billion, over 17% of its stock price down. Wow. Yeah, Peter, there was kind of a bang though. There was like this initial like big shock. That's what I felt. It was almost like a bang, and then it rumbled. That's what I felt. Ski is selling quant, buying Ondo. Just a little shuffling around. Nothing wrong with that. It was a low volume weekend. And they dumped it. They dumped it big time. I'm not going to answer you if you say, answer me now. Yeah, no. That's not a good way. Eventually, NVIDIA will hit a bottom and will turn around. But it may still go for a little while until all the dust settles on this DeepSeek thing. Coulda, woulda, shoulda sold Melania coin. Everything is a guess, A-star. Everything is a guess. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow, next week, next month. Every once in a while, I get lucky and I hit it, though, because I still guess, because people keep asking me. Adam thinks we're not out of the woods yet. 26 cents for sure. Why are we going to see 26 cents, Adam? Tell me, please, why are we going to see 26 cents? Trump token back to $70? Ooh. Trump token at $70. It's now at 27. I don't know. Even getting back up to 32 is going to be a challenge for Trump token right now. You were going to buy Pepe at $14.50, which is a good buy-in price. What is Pepe now? $12.8. It hit a low early this morning at about $12.1. So yeah, $12.8 for Pepe. I mean, there's good prices on all these cryptos. It's like shopping day almost, right? Buying on dips. If you believe we're still in a bull cycle and prices are going to go up from here, a good dip buying opportunity. So Kumar, Vine is not a coin. It's a token. I have never charted it, never looked at it. And I normally don't do this for a token a new one like that, but Vine has, they do call it Vinecoin though, don't they? Well, that's not good. They shouldn't be doing that. 25 cents, down 20%. Doge is down 2%. Vine is down 20%. So yeah, the meme tokens really got hit hard. I mean, its all-time high is 47, now down to 25. It seems to be holding up okay, despite the 20% drop compared to where it's traded here since it launched here a few days ago. But I think they're all kind of waiting to see what happens with X, and is X going to incorporate Vine back onto the platform or something? So maybe it's worth waiting for that. It could take a while though. Jupiter is just a Solana, swapping platform, pretty much. I don't know what the token really does. Toshi. Yeah, Monica, that's awesome. Toshi. But I'll look at it. Sure, let's all look at Toshi. What did Toshi do today? Dropped 27%. Ouch. Yeah. So we have Vine down 20, we have Toshi down 27, and Doge is only down 2. So I don't think we'll be hearing from the Toshi people today. A 27% hit. Yep, drip. It's playing out. Slow recovery, yes, but recovering. Yep, those new things like to go sky high and dump. The trick is, if you're going to be chasing them, to know when to get out. Every time Doge is red in January, is it also red in February? No, 2019 had a red January and a green February. 2015 had a red January and a green February. So no, but we're in the green. We're in the green, 3% in the green for January. So I don't think we're going to end January in the red. Join, yes. It would be nice if this is the last rip or last dip before the rip. So much dip, not enough chips. What are those numbers, Ryan? It's just, they're just calculating the savings so far based on kind of what everything the government has done. It's like a project. It's not really actual savings because Doge hasn't really done anything. Hey, Witty, how are you? Scared money don't make money. Buy Toshi now. Buy Toshi. I'm looking clear on your smartphone. Thank you. Thank you. 1080p high definition today, guys. Looking very clear. So now we got crisp, clear lines on the charts for these green candles. Nice green candles. Hey, look, Doge is right back where it was when I bought it last night. My 1,500 Doge that I bought. You harvested 7,000 from XCN. If it's the second week of February for a big rip, I'll be happy and I will be taking profits. I will be doing that. Slowly recovering, Harry. You're going to have to resub. You'll start with a newbie color again. No, if you were already a member, it will remember you were a member before. So if you had a darker color, you will retain that darker color. Thank you, Keith. Appreciate it. Keeping it real about Doge here. Kind of a blackish Monday, but it was really just in the morning, and now we're coming back up. So it's turning to green. The whole year will be a bull cycle. That's what I think, Billy, at least until November. I think there'll be a bit of a dip in the summer, but yeah, Sheeb's looking sick. Ballistic Adam. Sheeb's just, it's recovering. The chart looks very similar to Doge's. But yeah, this drop down here to 17, ouch. But yeah, the chart's almost identical to Doge's. Oh, here's our bear. Kay, how are you? You're back. Toshi Dogecoin. Doge is doing better than just about all other memes. Because you know what? Those others are not coins, Maxime. They're meme tokens. When is the bull cycle going to end? I just said that. You think Elon is going to drop some big news in a Super Bowl commercial? Well, I should probably hold until Super Bowl, February 9th. I don't know, though. I think crypto might dump on Super Bowl again. KrissPax. Crispy clear. We're going up. Yes, Giordani. Pepe back down to its multi-year trend line. Every time it comes down, it bounces up. We'll have another run. Maybe. Yeah, that was yesterday's thing, Bruce. Because today all those things are down. So, yes, I will be selling my bonk too, Sonia. I gotta liquidate the bonk too. I'm hoping for a nice little bonk run here next week. Take some profits. I think everything is going to fly when people start getting tax returns. Yeah, the people who are getting returns are the ones who are the early filers. The people who have to pay, they wait till April. Is Teller a coin or a token? Teller. I've never looked at Teller before. Teller. TRB. Teller is migrated to a new smart contract. It's on Etherscan, so it is most likely a token, most likely an ERC20 token if it's on Etherscan. Yeah, it's an OX88 token. You can just click on that and you can see it's a token. So yeah, it's a token built on ETH. Teller. Down 7.5% for the day. See what's done for the past month. Yeah, kind of down for the month. It's in the red for the month because it was up here at like $62 on January 1st. Now it's at 46. So also in the red for the month. I don't know TRB. I don't follow it. But can Trump get up to like at least $50? It could. It needs something to give it momentum, though, right? And if the President Trump is just doing his normal presidential things and not talking crypto, I kind of find it hard that Trump token would actually go on that kind of run. So, I mean, I still own some. I still have my 100 Trump tokens, and I would love for Trump to double. Those Trump tokens may become a little more of a longer hold. I don't know. I mean, I got to save something besides my Doge. Yeah, A-Star. It was 2022 Super Bowl. It was the beginning of the bear market. Prices were already going down. But we had like Crypto.com, we had FTX, we had eToro, and we had Coinbase. I think those were the big four. There might have been another one. Yeah, and it was the beginning of the bear market already. So this Super Bowl, we're in the bull market, but I don't know if crypto companies are going to be advertising this year. I haven't heard of any. Yeah, McDonald's is not getting on board with accepting Dogecoin, so right, Super Bowl has not been historically good. You guys watching XRP ads? The things they do on my channel. Yes, AR, Dogecoin is a coin. It's a proof of work cryptocurrency. It has its own blockchain. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic. Ethereum itself used to be a coin, but then they merged over to proof of stake. So now ETH is just a token. That's kind of the biggest difference. There's some other little nuances in there, but that's the big thing. Yeah, the volume was pretty intense, but the price for Toshi and XCN, not good. Bitcoin clearly outperformed them in price. There was a big sell-off going on. Stan, where I'm not going to talk about BitGet Bryce, and you're posting that way too many times. Yes, Travis, here live, and you notice me, crisp 1080p, very crisp, very clear today, because some people were complaining I was all fuzzy, the charts were all fuzzy, couldn't read the words, and I went into my settings because I thought, yeah, go from 720 to 1080. It was set at 480. It wasn't even 720. It was set at 480. No wonder I was all like blurry, right? But yes, crystal clear. CrissPax, love it. Love it. Stan, dude, just chill. I'm not going to talk about your Bitcoin thing. Is Dogecoin this January following the 2021 chart? It's not. I think the 2021 chart, and I can't go back and see the daily, but I think it's more yeah, it was actually slightly down from the new year. So it's a little different. Doge was going down up until the 28th. And then the 28th, it just took off. Boom. Is what happened. It just took off. I would like for that to repeat. That would be awesome. Let's see that. You know, tomorrow is the 4-year anniversary of this epic green candle. Tomorrow is the 4-year anniversary. And that is when I first bought my Dogecoin, right where that green circle is. That's where I bought my Dogecoin. My first crypto purchase right there. So, hey, it can do that tomorrow. If Dogecoin wants to do an 8x tomorrow, awesome. $2.50 Dogecoin. So, yeah, not exactly the same setup, but I'll take it if it wants to. Look at that. 33-cent Doge, guys. 33-cent Dogecoin. That's looking nice. Are we breaking out? Not breaking out yet, recovering, but yes, we are seeing some nice movement as predicted this morning by one KrissPax. Why does the market react like a bunch of 2-year-olds? I know, right? That's the market makers for you. I mean, there was this one, this is unbelievable. There was this one $98 million trade on leverage. $98 million for one trade. They had to go down and get that. The market manipulators. They had to wipe that out. One trade, $98 million. So Bitcoin had to be dumped below 100K. And now Bitcoin is back up over 101. So we're seeing some nice recovery across crypto. All of you who thought the world was falling, no. Tomorrow is the 4-year anniversary, and we will be celebrating tomorrow afternoon on a live stream. 1080 crispy. Snoopy, yeah, you're right. He is rather yellowish. He's an old Snoopy. The pi cycle indicator, I do not have that handy, but it's nowhere close right now. I do know that the last time I looked at it. Come on, Doge, let's get over 40. I would like that too. Green candles are looking good on 1080p. Do they look nice and sharp? And the haircut as well. I know my bubble. I did buy on the green, but you know what? That was an extenuating circumstance with the Redditors pumping Dogecoin. Your super sticker looks nicely sharp and crispy as well. Thank you, Doge Shredder, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Adam as well. First Doge, 4 years ago tomorrow. We will be celebrating together. Ivan, you bought more on the dip? This is the way. Air Lorian, how are you? Welcome. We agree that on a chart, price is king, news trumps all. Why is VP treating lagging indicators as leading indicators? Why is VP treating lagging indicators? There are no leading indicators. There's no such thing. We don't know what's going to happen the next minute, the next hour. We know that like last week, Ali had the TD sequential indicator saying buy Dogecoin at 35 cents. Remember that? And then he had another one last night that said buy Dogecoin at 32 cents. So, I mean, you can't even trust indicators, right? The TD sequential said buy at 35 cents. And we dropped down to 31. So you can't trust indicators. They're not a predictor of the future. Thank you, Chad. He's still hanging on that RSI thing. I know. But that's what he does. So glad that $98 million liquidation wasn't yours. Oh, man. A lot of people bought on January 28th. True that. You like the resolution change, Nathan? Awesome. I'm getting great feedback on that. And I've got an excellent connection here on 1080p. So it's all working great. Captain Ahab, new to the channel. Love it. Bought the dip. That is the way. I love your Pac-Man logo there. That's awesome. Damien, yeah, 98 million. I mean, that wipes out so much. Nikos, new member of the channel. Thank you. Welcome. You bought the falling knife? I did, but I thought I had it on a nice big red candle going down, and then it went further after I went to bed. Snoopy has been with me for 50 years. That's the deal with Snoopy back there. He's been my faithful companion for 50 years. Yep, Adam. Did say this afternoon we would see recovery. And look at that. Just one of those things, how things trade. How do you know it's the dip? Yes, BV. But again, that catch a knife thing only applies to low cap stocks or meme tokens that could go to zero. Those are the ones that don't catch a falling knife. If it's a legitimate cryptocurrency, the red candles are when you want to buy. Again, not financial advice, but that's when you want to buy. On legitimate projects, not things that are trading on hype. Eggs so expensive, they lock them up. Yeah, when you saw what I posted about eggs when we went shopping on Sunday, right? I mean, there was like nothing. There were these little 6 boxers here that were like over $1 an egg. But the big cartons wiped clean. None on the shelves. Wiped clean. Bradley got 5,000 more coins. I don't know, Shemi. Why don't you call Elon up and ask him what he thinks about X payments? Because I'd like to know too. And then just let me know. Jay bought another 10,000 XRP last night. So despite them being pro CBDC, pro bank, you're riding it for the price. Just admit it. You just want to make money. You don't really care what XRP does, right? Just making money. Sammy put $20,000 into Doge last night. It was a good buying opportunity. That is for sure. Crypto was a FAFO day. True that. You woke up for an overdose of dips. I should add full HD in my thumbnails now, huh? This is a big difference, isn't it? This is a big difference. It's been many years, Ron, since Snoopy got a good hug from me. Miss KrissPax, yeah, she's like, whatever. It's like, yeah, whatever. I've got a whole bunch of stuff around, right? And she tolerates it. Wiring funds from one bank account to another cost me $50. And I could send you $1 million of Doge from my sofa. It cost me 4 Doge. Exactly. That's why a lot of immigrants have been buying Dogecoin and sending that Doge back to their families in their home countries. That's a thing. That's a big thing. They buy Doge and they send Doge back to their families. Yeah, got a little pumping going on. Nice recovery. This is looking good. Bitcoin's up to 1016 now. So maybe that was the last dip below 100K. I don't know. We'll see. We're looking to see if this is going to be a big bump. Now that's the trick, right? Catching the knife on the handle. I know, wasn't that a good luck charm? Kind of. I mean, the Dogecoin on Snoopy's head. Oh, we're going to have the dip anyway. The president's going to speak at 5. Should we listen to it? It's going to be about Colombia and tariffs, probably. We could put it on for a little bit, maybe. We'll check in on it. Okay? We could all send mail into X headquarters. Yeah, let's all write a letter. You want to write a letter? Let's write a letter. Justice for Winston bought some Doge on the dip. Tony stood firm through the dip, added a little more at good prices. Sheeb's recovering here as well. So this is good. You know, just following along. Pretty much the same as Doge right now. Almost exactly the same chart between Sheeb and Doge. Almost exactly. Ahmed, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Guys, you guys can answer Ahmed. I can't. Give him a good answer. He sold yesterday, so should he buy now or wait for another dip? Is there a scheduled Starlink launch? There could be. There's so many launches now. Raiden wants a hug from Snoops. There you go. There's Snoops. I'll take the Dogecoin off his head. What do you guys think, huh? That's my Snoopy. Thanks, Raiden. Appreciate it. Snoops. Gonna just hang out, do a Snoopy thing. It wants to break 34. Yes. Is there any leverage left? There's probably some new leverage has just shown up. Yeah, there's some new ones after Bitcoin went to 98.5, and that's at about $123 million there. But there's a lot of shorts up here. A lot of shorts. And there's some longs that are further down, but I don't think they're going to get those. Yeah. These are all of them that they took out. That's a lot. Hundreds of millions of dollars. So I want them to get these shorts now up here. At least up to like 107.5, that big yellow line there. That's what I want to see. And Doge, what does Doge look like? I don't think there's going to be much down here for leverage longs. I think they did a good job wiping most of them out. Yeah, there's nothing down here. Nothing down there. So got to come up here to about 36.6 to get those big shorts there. That's what the heat map looks like. I do everything I can not to get copyrighted. Streaming the president for non-crypto stuff. Yeah, I get that. We'll check in on it. We'll just check in. Fartcoin's up 19% in the last hour. God, man. People really swing trading that thing. Yeah, Ahmed. That's tough. Yeah, why the heck did you sell? If you made money and you can be happy, but you could also be chasing too. We're going to get rich. Bruce, nice. 7,000 Doge coins at 31.4. Charles, yep, still waiting for that KuCoin listing. Let me know when it happens, but thanks for the super chat. Pi Network is a pyramid scheme, Jarmar. Just Google Pi Network pyramid scheme and you can read all about it. Read all about it. Yep. Obviously you asked that question before we looked at the heat map, but yes, we want to go up and get those shorts. I know, right, Ryan? Raiden, yep. We saw it. XRP is in the green. There it is. Back over $3. XRP. Despite them being pro CBDCs. You can still make money with this thing. And I don't doubt it. You can. Get those shorts. Is Bitcoin dominance starting to fall back? Maybe a little bit. Yep, just a little bit. Still over 59% though. This is still a Bitcoin market. It's definitely still a Bitcoin market. No, leverage for Doge means that there's a possibility if it's big enough dollars, the market makers want to go down and liquidate those trades. That's what that means. But if there's no leverage, no reason to go down there. Yes, it looks very bullish. All those long leverages down there, but it's really going to be the Bitcoin one that's going to dominate. That's where the big money is. And sometimes ETH too has huge trades, and Doge would follow if Bitcoin was getting pushed down. You have a liquidation price at 21 cents. Let's just see what's going on.
And the community was
Chuck Schumer is speaking on the floor.
the vandalism up for a day, so that people in the media could see the dangers of letting anti-Semitism gain strength. Many in the area stopped by for lunch.
Okay, we'll just, actually I can let that go.
Cleanup.
I just turned the volume down. Yeah, Trump is down in Florida with a bunch of the Republicans, and they're having a retreat. I guess they played some golf. You know, he deserves to play some golf. He put in some extra time. It's all right. But yeah, I've got that set up. We'll check in on them later. Way, you added to your Cardano bags. Screen's looking good, Matt. I like it too. I'm hearing good things. High definition KrissPax today. Got all those settings adjusted. Very nice. Is this going to burst the AI bubble? I saw that the AI stocks didn't do well. The AI cryptos didn't do well. If you saw Anthony Pompilano's take on it, he's like, that's the wrong response. Fear is not the right response. It's work harder. It's work harder. If the Chinese can come out with something like this, even if it's partially stolen and, you know, rejiggered, however they did it, it just means we need to work harder. We need to work better. We need to work harder, which is like, that's the whole Elon approach, because Elon knows what competition is. And here last week, we were thinking like we were better than everybody else. No, we're not. We just need to work harder. Put more resources to it and work harder. So this dip, particularly with NVIDIA, just flushes out weak hands that don't believe. I mean, NVIDIA did go down 17%, so it was a great swing trade today. If you saw what was going on, and you could buy in at the end of the day much lower. Vincent bought a little more Doge. Indra also bought more. That 31 cent was looking pretty good, huh? Bob's going to start the stream from the beginning. Yeah, you can just watch the first 20 minutes. Watch it on like a 2x, and then you can catch up. All the shorts got flushed. Path is all set up from the moon, for a moon. No, it's the longs that got flushed out, Jay. The shorts are up there still. We want to flush them out. Yes, Doge is an altcoin, Cohen. All cryptos are altcoins except Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin and then everything else. And everything else is an altcoin, as in an alternative to Bitcoin. That's where alt came from. Yeah, we're getting there, almost in the green. What do we need to be in the green? 0021, we need to be at 33.6 or 36 or 33.55 to be in the green. Silencio launched on peak. Not yet. It'll come, big boy. Silencio. We'll have to take a look at that. RFK is going to get his votes for health and human services. Awesome. Everyone hit the like. Thank you for the reminder, and subscribe as well. Doge to the moon no matter what. Love it. Slow and steady, Batman. Although tomorrow, if it's 4-year cycles are hitting exactly right on tomorrow, hopefully during the live stream, because we'll be celebrating 4-year anniversary of me owning Dogecoin. Was this the last dip before the rockets? Maybe. I know, big boy. Apparently, that second dip that we had was DeepSeek releasing their image modeling thing. I forget what it was called. And so there was a second little dump that happened. Hey, Raiden, thanks for the super chat again. Doge giving juicy dips to all their top 1,000 holders. Great buy zone, ETF listings coming up, very bullish. There's all these great things going on. And then this stupid DeepSeek thing happens and... Hey, Sunshine. You have NVIDIA in your Roth 401? I probably do too, because I've got Vanguard, and it's probably in the Vanguard. I don't even know what it holds. It's just whatever. Whatever. Jay, coming from a neighborhood country to China, we never buy any products from them with a history and experiences. They wouldn't last long. The U.S. should learn. Focus on progress. Unfortunately, that's not what moves everything. It's profit-driven for the most part. And we love our billion-dollar data centers. The CDC just gave orders not to work with the World Health Organization. Yep. Exactly. New sheriff in town. Is it possible retail got into crypto after the election? Now they're getting wrecked, so they'll slowly leave. No, I don't think there was enough of a pump. I think that is still coming. Snoopy is an OG. Yes. Peak spiked 10% in the last hour. Maybe Silencia is coming through. Huh? Nice. Up to 36 cents for peak. That's pretty good. We want more. Let's go. So peak is at 35. Doge is at 33. Algo is at 38. And H-bar is at 31. Those are the four that we're watching to see which gets to $1 first. We're just doing it for the fun of it. See what happens. Samuel, feeling a little less bearish now? Hey, KB, how are you? You got through the first 18 minutes and are caught up. Awesome. Picked up some XRP. DeepSeek poo-poo cock. DeepSeek could be a psyop. I tested it, Anthony. A lot of people were testing it today, but I downloaded it and I got it running. And I tested it, and just on the first test, which was just the basic side by side with ChatGPT 1, because the basic DeepSeek only has information up to July 2024. So it's not even like current. But then it knew what FAFA was, where Grok didn't, or Grok wouldn't say. But then somebody else just checked Grok and said that it now knows what FAFO is. Stacks is way down, Pavlos. Those layer twos, Stacks for Bitcoin and Arbitrum and Optimism for ETH, that's just, they are not performing this cycle. Should Gina buy Doge? Pepe moving up 2. Weak Lyman. Yeah, Pepe's just following everything else. Just same price structure. It got hit a little harder, though. It's down 5% still for the day. Doge is only 0.5 down. So Pepe took a bigger hit. I did ask DeepSeek who KrissPax is, Raiden. I did that. And DeepSeek answered. I mean, all right, I had to test it out, right? I had to see if it knew. It also knew Ms. KrissPax too. DeepSeek was able to answer that. Here's what it says. KrissPax is a pseudonymous social media personality and cryptocurrency enthusiast known for active engagement within the Dogecoin community. Here is a breakdown of his involvement. See, this is right from DeepSeek. Number 1, social media presence. KrissPax is notably active on X, where they share Dogecoin-related content, including news, memes, and updates. Interactions often highlight community-driven initiatives and promote Dogecoin's use cases. That's pretty accurate. Community engagement. Number 2, participate in discussions, giveaways, and events that foster camaraderie among Dogecoin supporters. While not part of the core development team, KrissPax contributes to the community's vibrancy through advocacy and grassroots organizing. Number 3, role and influence. KrissPax is not linked to Dogecoin's creation by Billy Marcus and Jackson Palmer or its technical development. Instead, serves as a social influencer, amplifying Dogecoin's culture of humor, generosity, and decentralization. Number 4, this is pretty good. It really gets into it here. Collaborations and projects. Occasionally collaborates with other crypto projects, promotes charitable efforts, aligning with Dogecoin's history of philanthropy, like fundraising for causes like disaster relief or animal shelters. In summary, KrissPax is a recognizable figure in the Dogecoin community, leveraging social media to support and grow its ecosystem, though not directly involved in its technical or foundational aspects. So there you go. Are people worried? Are people worried about DeepSeek? They pretty much nailed who KrissPax was. Pretty much nailed it. So, yeah. Yeah, we can't believe anything China says, Anthony. Can't believe anything. DeepSeek crashes the stock and crypto market by saying it's faster and cheaper. Yeah, China pretty much exaggerates everything. Always a good time to buy Doge. Well, I guess at least with DeepSeek, I'm famous. Who's Doge Daddy? Kriss on DeepSeek representing Doge. I know, right? Somebody probably made a DeepSeek token. I wouldn't be surprised. DeepSeek knows. Yep, it is. I know. That's why AI is taking over everybody's jobs, right? They can pay someone to write an article or just have an AI do it. As of my last update in July 24, there's no widely recognized public figure. Aha. DeepSeek says Chris Miller Paxton. But you did not ask the question properly. It's KrissPax with no space in between. It's one word, KrissPax. And just help it out with a little Dogecoin reference, and then it'll find it. You missed the new Doge to the moon. Daydream. You missed it. Okay, time for the stage entrance. KrissPax. All eyes on Doge.
All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge.
Let's go. All right. Let's go. There it is. Go old school. AI can't do my job. I know. AI can't do my job either. Architecting is going to be pretty tough to do all with AI. Chainlink looking good, Raul. Link still down about 2%. That's not in the green yet. There's a few in the green. Hey, look, my loop ring is in the green. Loop ring. Yearn Finance is in the green. XRP we looked at up to $3.04. BNB is in the green. Algorand is pushed into the green. That's what's green on my watch list. Doge is close. Deep cheap. Crash my tech stocks. Yep. The rock star KrissPax. Yeah, DeepSeek didn't say that. Yeah, that's a fun thing, isn't it? That was a fun thing. And yes, this time in 1080p. Exactly. I know, those AI video clips are just so long. You get 30 seconds and that's it. Hey, G, do you think people with billions of dollars place a leverage long for X amount just to drop the price for liquidation so they can buy the dip? They win either way then, don't they? If they do that. They win either way. If it's just a leverage long and the price goes up, they win on that. If the price goes down and they buy more on the dip, they win. That's a good thought. That's a good thought. You need Elon's face in the crowd. You hope Sheep goes up. You want to flip it for a burger. But which burger? Which burger, Raiden? Who has the best burger? I know it's not a Big Mac, but who has the best burger? Are we dead yet? No, Rowan. We are recovering. 33.3. 30 seconds. That's what I keep telling Miss Raiden. 30 seconds. Five Guys. I know, Bob, but they're so expensive. Those Five Guys burgers. Boom. While everyone else is putting their favorite burger in the chat. Boom. Oh, it's still down 6%. I mean, Boom just crapped the bed last night. Boom really crapped the bed. So, yeah. Who's got the best hamburgers? Very important. Boom. Yeah, Boom. Just look at that. That's a huge drop. Ugh, I'm going to be selling that for a loss. Not happy about that. Culver's. I don't know Culver's. I don't know NADC either. The Double Bacon King. A special order on a quarter pounder. No ketchup or mustard. But you put the mac sauce on there. For fast food burgers? Why don't you just buy a Big Mac? Put it on 30. I think it's going to be a little bit of a red now, right? Yep, a little bit of a red on the 30. How about 45? There we go. Love it. We'll keep it on 45. Whopper. Rustler's has the worst burgers. It's a UK thing. Were the planets all aligned? Is that why we dumped? China came out with their new DeepSeek AI because all the planets were aligned? Dumped the markets? I'm new. It would be Dogecoin still, even with pounds. It would be Doge. Anwar likes the Five Guys. Applebee's? Applebee's. What a burger. You're all making me hungry. I don't know what the Burger Priest is, Chad. It's a good name, though. I love the name. Portillo's, DB likes. I just caught a glimpse of JD Vance's interview with Meet the Press. He interviews very well, doesn't he? He's pretty sharp. We do not have In-N-Outs in Boston. White Castles. I haven't had one of those in so long. We used to get them when we were on vacation going through like Ohio. That's where the White Castles were. They were like all in Ohio. That's what I remember. And they're just these little things and they just have a little onion on them. Those were so good. So good. Jeffrey's. Don't know Jeffrey's burgers. So if DeepSeek becomes deep fake and people realize this, maybe that's the increased volume. Yeah, but it's actually pretty good as a AI. It's actually pretty good. But as Pomp said, we just have to work harder. If America wants to be the leader in AI, we just have to work harder. And he's right. Tricks bought the dip. And you said it was going to dip. I thought your prediction was a little lower though, but if I remember, but you did say it was going to dip. And you bought on the dip. So you weren't waiting for 28 or whatever you were saying, but you bought. Awesome. When we get to $1, Kriss is making burgers. I don't know what we'll have at the party yet. We'll see. We'll see. But I will be providing food. You all have to buy your own drinks because I'm not doing free drinks. I'd get in trouble for that. All eyes on Doge. Tuttle Capital, new crypto ETFs they're applying for. But you didn't see Doge. Tuttle Capital ETFs. Let's see what we got. Tuttle Capital ETF. Oh, I should say crypto, right? No. Not seeing it. Yeah, I got nothing. Yeah, all about their current ones and don't see anything on it yet. I'll look for it though. You like the Red Robin? Bob's. The best burger in Norway is Groovy Diner. Burger restaurant, 50s USA style. And milkshakes, of course. The third bun is too much bread. So make a quarter pounder like a Big Mac without the middle bun. A&W with root beer. Oh, raw. That's good. With that A&W root beer. Jolly Bees in Philippines, John? Yeah, China's part of the dump. US government kind of slowly dipping their toes into crypto. But it would have been nice if they would have just jumped in with that strategic Bitcoin reserve. But nope, got to do a working group, got to study it. White Castles are these horrible little things that really should be quite awful, but you absolutely love them. Yes. Rallies, Craig says. Rallies. You're making chicken and rice? Yeah. We had tofu and rice on Saturday. What happened to Sui? Sui just dropped. I don't know what to say. I don't think it's going to get back to $5 by the time I need to buy. We're trying to get back to $4. It's actually in the green today, but it really dumped over last week. So long ways to go for Sui, but it is in the green today. But that was a big dump. Even the 45-minute is in the red now, so we'll just watch, see what happens. Yeah, we looked at CoinGlass. We looked at the heat maps. We can see what's happening with the latest on liquidations. Get rid of that. The last hour, ETH had 22 million of shorts that got liquidated. But now they're dropping the price back down to grab some new longs. Up and down, grabbing longs now. Bitcoin and ETH mostly. A lot of ETH leverage trading going on right now. Moreno likes the Whataburger. Ah, there's Aussie. Making it yourself. I like mine on the grill. Charcoal grill, not a gas grill. Because that gas grill just gives it that, I don't know, kind of gassy flavor that just, no, it's got to be charcoal. Take your time. Charcoal grill. Can't go wrong. I'm going to have a butler in my house. Oh, God. What about Neo? Neo was the big thing like 6 or 8 years ago, and just, it never happened. It's supposed to be the Chinese Bitcoin or whatever, right? And now it just trades low volume, but kind of trades with everything else. Had a little pump here in early December up to $26, and now it's all the way down to 13. It's lost half its value. I do have I've got a big line on this thing. What is this? I must have been looking at this thing at one point in time. What was I doing? Must have been on the weekly. I don't know what I was looking at here. Oh, yeah, some big downward trend line. That's what it was. Do you guys remember me doing this? Yeah, so I was predicting Neo to come up about $69 this cycle. That's what I was looking at, $69. So yeah, this is a little short of that. That's what that was. Got it. Yeah, Neo's looking pretty weak. Great burgers at Van's Pig Stand in Shawnee. Yeah, we looked at peak. It's recovering, 35 cents. Got a ways to go. How's the Trump token going to go? I don't know. I mean, Trump's not going to be talking about it himself, so I don't know what the catalyst is going to be now and how it's going to go. Yeah, burger time. That was the whole idea, right? Get you all hungry. You like the local food trucks? Tesla robot butler? And the maids that can be your girlfriend? Right? Hey, Byron, thanks for the super chat. Meme tokens, I don't really follow, especially the new ones, like this DeepSeek token, whatever it is. It'll probably go on a little bit of a run right after it launches, and then it'll die out. And in a couple weeks, few weeks, no one will be talking about it. There's a 99% chance of that happening. Every once in a while, one breaks through, like the fart coin, but for every one fart coin, there's 99 that die out. Michael Saylor and his Bitcoin. Yeah, Elon doesn't speak about Dogecoin. He makes little references, but there's no one who would speak to Bitcoin or to Dogecoin like Michael Saylor to Bitcoin. It's like a crap Temu China app, but it is very good. Neo, $69. Not financial advice. It's not meeting that, that's for sure. But that again, that's just a chart, right? That's just looking at a chart. Yes. I don't think it's a coincidence that their AI came out this weekend. Not a coincidence. Masood, you bought more Dogecoin? Awesome. That is the way. Yes, XCN up and down. Oxy up and down. Toshi up and down. If the blockchain is used to watch government spending, what will that do for Doge? Well, that means there's going to be a lot of activity on the Dogecoin blockchain, isn't it? There's going to be logging stuff. That will be very good. I do, Liam. I work out 3 days a week. 3 days a week. Got to keep this old body in shape. But yep. 3 days a week. The Trump token getting wrecked. 26, 27 bucks. Let me refresh that. Make sure. Yep. Yeah, it's not recovering like Doge is. It's still just kind of sitting there on Trump. As predicted, Takoa, if you were watching the live stream yesterday, I told you exactly what was going to happen. The Bills were going to crap the bed, and they were going to lose, and they did, as predicted. Yeah, Z-Power, we are still in a bull run. We're still in a bull run. I mean, you can look at the best one to look at is probably a total 3. And we go out to the weekly, and you're like, we're in a bull run. So since October 2023, we're up over 200%. This, since the beginning of December, is just a breather. And this is going to go higher. That's my prediction. Going to go higher. And for those that didn't see, Dogecoin is up now over 4.7% for the month. And everybody's all depressed. But yet we have a green month for Dogecoin, up 4%. And I'm just like, that's a pretty good start for the year. Up green 4% for Doge. That's pretty good. You had White Castle today, David? Wow. And they've got good onion rings? That's funny. The burger thing just came up randomly today. Again, don't use the word coin, Jay. Those are just tokens. And it's ridiculous how many are out there. And this Bitcoin Maxi Fred, just for the fun of it, made this meme token called Stupid. And of course, it's worth millions of dollars. The stupid coin. Just like, really? That's just how stupid it is. Doge to the moon, you have spoken. Billy did mention Avalanche in a tweet. It's not like he's pushing for it, but he did mention it. And I don't know where that came from, but I saw that. Doge will hit $1 eventually. It may not be this cycle. I don't know. We'll see how things play out. It needs a big catalyst, though. It needs like to be embedded onto X payments, or accepted directly for a Tesla car. It needs that big thing to happen to get to $1, in my opinion. If they change their team name to the Buffalo Cryptos, maybe they would win. You do know Crypto, the dog, is coming out in Superman this summer, right? Crypto with a K. Crypto with a K. I can't wait to see Crypto. Superman movie. I jinxed your team. No, Weather Girl. Your team shat the bed all by themselves. Couldn't get those fourth downs on those short plays because they just kept running the same play. It's like Josh Allen to the left, Josh Allen to the left. Kansas City had that totally scoped out, and they didn't mix it up. So I think the Buffalo coaches messed up that game. Diarrhea tomorrow. Yeah, not really happy with Daryl right now, Aussie, because of his stupid XRP tweets. You can look at them from this morning if you want. And I'm just like, Daryl, dude, what are you doing? Mushrooms and onions. Very good on a burger. Very, very good. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Daryl Yumfo. He just starts posting this crap. And it got to the point on one of them where I finally I just said, no. Oh, so Ryan, it's the refs. The refs let Kansas City win again. It's the refs. I know, it's the same play over and over again. You can't win football just running the same play on 4th and 1. You got to shake it up. You got to do something different. They could have faked it, and he could have pitched it to Cook. Cook could just run right around, maybe even for a touchdown. It would have caught them all by surprise. But nope, they just ran the same thing. Jasmine, every day. AJ, every day. In a few weeks, people aren't even going to be talking about Toshi anymore. That's my opinion. Jonathan, buying the dip. No purple Bitcoin thing. That is a meme token. $766 million in Dogecoin shorts? Well, let's go. On my chart, I thought it was more like 36.6 that we have to get up to for those kinds of numbers, but I'll take it. Dave Portnoy is a jerk. He's done watching football. No, he'll watch next year. He'll watch the Super Bowl. He's not going to give up on football. Yeah, Nick, I wasn't watching that game, so I don't know what happened. But, I mean, Jaden Daniels is the real deal, that's for sure. Even better, Rolling Rob. It never should have gotten to 4th down, right? There's a moon landing going on? I haven't heard of any Doge. And I don't know who's going to the moon right now. Crypto Daily was your first person on YouTube you watched? Yeah, he's just following whatever the trends are. And even when he knows things are wrong, he still posts them and still talks about them. I just you know that's wrong. Dr. Phil. Oh, he's got a position, right, in the government doing something. So he does those pizza things that are just like he takes one bite of a piece of pizza and like he gives it this rating. It's so funny. Ugh. Hey, John David, it's a Trump token. Would be pretty popular for much longer. It could be just a flash in the pan like every other meme token. It launches, it spikes, it goes down, it might go on a second or third, and then it just starts slowly dying out. Yeah. Let's see what's going on with, oh my God, it's my senator. This is my favorite senator. Not.
And Trump's own cabinet members. Those billionaires dominate the American economy, and Republican plans to give them
100% Indian.
breaks. This is
Mideast Indian.
Trump's quote, rich as hell donors. And Mr. Besson is another billionaire ready to do the hard work of cutting taxes.
Oh my God.
Every billionaire in America, himself.
She knows that
the top economic issue
he's going to get passed.
How do we lower costs for families and build an economy that works not just for the wealthy and the well-connected, but an economy that works for everyone? I'm hammering out plans to make it a little easier for families to be able to pay their bills.
She hasn't passed any bills that have her name on them, and she's been in Congress forever.
Tax breaks for billionaires is the same old Republican playbook of trickle-down economics. Help the rich get richer and leave everyone else behind.
Taxachusetts.
But that's not the Trump administration's only bad economic idea. Mr. Besson has been an advocate for deregulating Wall Street and letting big banks load up on risk.
God.
Deregulate Wall Street. Yeah, a lot of people remember how that approach brought our economy to its knees back in 2008. People who remember include the millions of people who lost their homes, the millions who lost their jobs.
All right, Andres, thanks for subscribing. Yeah, we're not going to watch Pocahontas anymore. I hear enough of her. She's supposed to be my senator. Not. Definitely not my senator. So. Oh, soon. President Trump remarks. They're coming up. Just to let you know, they're coming up. We'll check in on that. I love being double taxed too, Adam. I make money. I get taxed. I invest in cryptocurrency. I get taxed again. Senator Warren looked crispy too with my 1080p. I know. She is rich too, just like about everybody else in Congress. When you do a live, does it autosave as a normal YouTube video? Yes, it is. So you can go to my channel and I've got a button for videos. And these are all my 10, 12-minute videos. But then there's another button called live. And these are all the live streams, including the one we're doing right now. As soon as we're done, that will become a video on my channel under the live section. And so all my live streams are here. So if you want to sit through one of my 4-hour live streams and review it again, experience a nice 3-hour, 3.5-hour live stream, you can do it all the way through. I think I have it on the home page where you get the most recent videos and the most recent live streams. So there's a way you can set this up on your home screen for both videos and live streams. So I've done that too. Yes, you can re-experience all the best live streams on YouTube right there. Oh. Of course, right. From your profits, then you take the money and you go buy something and you pay tax again. Exactly, Nick. Yeah, they're doing something on Los Angeles right now. The Los Angeles mayor is there and she's just worthless. 40 cents. We'll see if we have a good trading week, Niraj, and get this going. End of the day, anything Trump says can be relevant to crypto. People that complain don't understand how these markets can be affected. He's not going to address it. I think because he's been meeting with the Republican delegation down in Miami. I think it's just going to be politics. But I don't know. We'll see. Niraj. Up and down, dude. It's not only dumping. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. Ross thinks it's going to be a rough week. We have the FOMC. Inflate are those that the interest rate, I think, is just going to be held the same. That's what like 99% of the predictors say. But there'll still be volatility in the market anyway. That'll happen. I know, Klondike, right? Got a little trim. The Trump tariffs should not be causing trouble. That's just what the left is saying. He's just using it as a negotiating ploy to get things done. That's what he's using it for. It's for leverage. It's all about leverage. But the CNNs and the MSNBCs are just going to yell and complain. Exactly. It's a stick. Exactly. You saw how quickly that Colombian president turned around, right? It was just like, oh shit, he's serious. He means business. Trump isn't messing around. And I think that was a really good indicator, you know, for other countries. It's like, step in line. Nope, I'm down on my Trump token. It's a token, Niraj, but I'm down. I am down a little right now. So hopefully it turns back up. Smashing you? Yeah. Again, I don't know what the catalyst would be to get that token going. Trump isn't going to talk about it again. So I don't know. Exactly. Food prices are going to soar because Trump is deporting migrants. Those poor migrants. Do you guys see the Selena Gomez crying video today? It's like, what are you talking about? Your people? It's like, what? Yep, I'm down. I admit it. I'm down on Loop Ring. I'm down on optimism. I'm down on Trump token. I'm down on BOEM. Stupid BOEM. Hey, I took a flyer. Again, it was just a small thing, but it was a small thing. We got rockets. The Falcon 9 flight. Here we go.
T-minus 30 seconds.
30 seconds. You guys want to see a rocket launch?
Seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff. Go Falcon, go Starlink.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Lost the volume there. It was sounding so good. From Florida.
Power and telemetry nominal.
I'd like my portfolio to do that too. Full finder. Blast off.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
Some guy at Fox left his pointer on the
Max
screen.
Q.
And you see that little finger there? That's not mine. Somebody on Fox has that finger just sitting there on his screen. It's broadcasting it.
All right, always neat to see another successful SpaceX launch from the Space Coast in Florida. We'll take another 2-minute break. Stay right here with us as we get closer to showcasing President Trump out in Florida. More remarks and more updates coming up next on Live Now.
All right. We'll keep our eye on that. All right, now we want to see the green candles take off. Yeah, it's like that pointer was just there on the screen. It's just like, wow. Mouse pointer to the moon. This could be a mouse pointer token. So there's your crypto angle right there. Thank you, Adam. Hey, Hype, how are you? Hey, we've been chatting here for a couple hours about crypto. Do you notice the 1080p high definition here? We got high definition now. KrissPax figured it out, got into the settings, adjusted them all. We are high def. If we can get into the 53-cent range, I will have met a major goal and we'll be ready to start thinking about next bear market accumulation. That would be nice. That would be nice. Again, I think the fall, I don't think we're going to be seeing real Dogecoin utility until possibly the fall. So, Yep. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Again, 4-year anniversary of January 28th, 2021. The day Dogecoin did an 800x. Or an 8x, 800%. And so tomorrow afternoon, we'll be talking about what that was like in 2021. And we're still watching Dogecoin. Don't want to watch that guy pull that over. They're just going to say what they're going to say. So far, all Trump appointees have been voted on. JD had to come in and cast one vote to get Hegseth over the line, but did it? Yes. 1080p, Julian. I figured it out. Got into my settings and we are crystal clear, HD, super clear. Yeah, Hegseth is going to be great, Flow Finder. Elon has some sort of long timeline for that, and I don't know what it is. Many years from now. You weren't able to see the rocket, too many clouds? Oh yeah, technical analysis on Toshi. Oculus. Absolutely. No. You do realize that Toshi is like one of the worst performing cryptos of the day, right? Toshi. Yeah, we should have more fours in there, Raiden. I agree. More fours. Is Toshi making a comeback yet? Nope. It's not. Down 26%. Not coming back. From its high here on Sunday, it's down 57%. This is what they do, Oculus. If you're holding on to this thing, I don't know what to say. Maybe it'll pull a fart coin and go for another run, or maybe not. Don't know. We were watching Dogecoin from the early morning low here at 30.5 cents. And so far, we've been seeing a slow and steady recovery following an upward trend line. So we're going to see whether that continues. That's what we're watching in the short term right now on Doge. I know somebody should send a Dogecoin to Mars. You just listened to a Spaces about DeepSeek. Apparently, the Chinese rented a building with 100 H100s for cheap, like 8 million, based on existing LLM. I know. They stole OpenAI. The open source OpenAI, ChatGPT. That's what they started with. It's really clear. You can tell just by the way it answers questions that was based on ChatGPT. All FUD. Mert, the Japan interest rate hike really didn't do anything to the market. It's all the other crap. It wasn't the Japan thing. We were live talking about that, and the market actually went up at that point in time. Pull a fart coin. I know, Adam. That's all you need. TA on Toshi. FOMC is meeting tomorrow, but they're not going to make their interest rate announcement until Wednesday. So Wednesday is when we're going to see that volatility. Whiff is stinky. I know, Toss, right? We're feeling it. People are bored. People are upset. People just want the price to go up, but it's not. Some have sold. I don't know what to say. But these are the times when you got to be patient. You got to hold through it. And that's a good point, Matt. I mean, President Trump does not want the Trump token to go down. And if he sees it's going down a lot, he's going to do something about it. That's the thought in my head about it. Is like he's going to do something about it. I mean, he could just have a bunch of people just buy a crap ton of it to get the price to go up, right? Yeah, I know, Mert. But again, it's all this other stuff that's going on that dropped the market. It was this whole Chinese DeepSeek thing. It wasn't the Japan interest rate that caused this dump overnight. So the idea behind DeepSeek is that these major US companies, from NVIDIA to Meta to Google, have been pouring billions of dollars into AI, where this Chinese company comes in and for like $60 million does the same thing and does it in 2 months instead of a year. And they have a product that is competitive with the multi-billion dollar year in development product. And so the question is NVIDIA really worth its market cap? Are Meta and Google really worth what they're worth? People supporting their AI development with so much money by buying their stock and supporting them. And guess what? Is all of that really necessary? So that tanked the market. Well, Mert, it happened. That's what everybody's talking about today, is DeepSeek. That's what everybody's talking about. And so the markets dumped. They're markets. They'll recover. It's just a temporary thing. Not a big deal. NVIDIA drop was the largest in US history for a single day market cap, like $600 billion drop, right? Yeah. Of course, it's very obvious to me. They started with the open source ChatGPT, and then they took it from there. That's what China does. They steal everything. Oh, that's right, Raiden. He was going to buy Greenland with Trump tokens. That's the exact correct type of thinking, Justin. You wake up, you see the price is down, and you go, buy the dip. Time to buy. Not only is it identical, but I mean, it's also identical with how it answers the question, the language. I put these side by side on X. DeepSeek versus ChatGPT. Side by side, I asked them the same question. Will Dogecoin get a spot ETF? And the language is very, very similar. The answers are different because the regular DeepSeek hasn't been updated since July 2024. So it couldn't answer the question. But yeah, I downloaded it and I got it started this morning. I wanted to check it out. So you can check that out on my X account. Dogecoin's hanging out at 33 cents. Doing okay. Bitcoin couldn't hold 102. Had a little run over that, but now it's looking good. Recovery, guys. Recovery. That's right. ChatGPT used to answer those questions exactly the same way as of whatever date. Same thing. But ChatGPT is more current now. They update it much more frequently. Copy and paste. They have tweaked some things in it, and people were talking about that today. I don't really get into all those details, but apparently the way it goes about when you go into the deep think mode of it, and it's like spells it all out, how it's like putting together its response. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of neat. The deep think part. Right, exactly. The hype will die down, we'll be back to business. As more and more the truth comes out about how the Chinese stole it, what they actually did to it, they faked all their numbers. These are market things that just happen again and again and again. Mert, it's the market. Dogecoin doesn't care about the interest rate. It's just the market. The whole market dumps, Dogecoin is going to dump with it. There's no direct correlation between Japanese interest rates and Dogecoin. Never know when the long bear cycle will start. And you never know when the long bull cycle will end. There's also that. The mainstream media is hyping DeepSeek. I guess because it freaks out Republicans and the rich. Exactly, right? They have all these Chinese people asking ChatGPT questions. They paste all the answers into the code. True copy paste. Exactly. Still waiting on Trump remarks. We'll see if they come. Overall, basically, I just said, look, if you sold your Bitcoin or crypto or Doge because of a Chinese AI startup, you're not going to make it. If your Bitcoin or crypto was forcibly sold because you took on too much leverage and you were liquidated, you're not going to make it. But if you kept calm and hodled, you will be handsomely rewarded. And so I went through this whole thing about DeepSeek. Again, first 18 minutes of the live stream, I went through all of this and its impact on the markets. And there was nothing in here about the Japanese bank rates. Sorry, Mert. I just had to throw that in there. Stocks got crushed. Started last night when the futures opened up on stocks. And then we had the crypto traders getting liquidated for almost $1 billion. So the market makers took over, dropped the crypto prices so they could liquidate leverage longs. Almost $1 billion. So that is what happened. That's what it was all about. For anybody who was wondering, that's my view of it. If you're an MJ or a mom dad, you didn't make it. Oh my God, Mert. You don't even listen to me. You have your hands over your ears. I can't help you, dude. I can't help you. Trump will say DeepSeek was a Chinese attack. Huh. I wonder if he might say something about that. Your burger is here. Do you order in? As we were talking about burgers, you were like, yeah, I could have a burger. I think I'll order one in. Oh my God. They dumped Doge because of the AI scare. No, they dumped the whole frickin' market, Mert, and Doge just went with it. It's a market thing. It's not Dogecoin specific. God, dude, you of all people should know better. I mean, come on. I've been watching your comments long enough, and you're smarter than that. I know you're smarter than that, dude. I mean, Mert's an okay guy, but today he's, I don't know. Don't know what's going on. No, I'm not going to block Mert yet. He's okay, but he's just being a jerk today. There will be no KrissPax token. Nope. You got extra onions. Oh man, your breath is going to be so bad, dude. So bad. Extra onions. Right. Everything looked the same in the charts. It was a market thing. Ernest Fontas's husband. Oh my God. Yeah, Jacob, just scroll back to the first 18 minutes of the live stream, okay? So I covered it all. Just go back to the beginning and then watch as much of it as you need to get the story, and then you can come back to live. While we're waiting for Trump to make some comments, you want to go back to the concert. Back to the concert. Let's go.
All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in.
And there you go. This is just like I say at the top of my channel here, right? On X. Let's have some funny. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun and make money too. That's it. That's all you need. Let's have some fun and make money too. Because, you know, it's life, right? You got to enjoy life. Thank you. I rock. Rock it. Love the song. Love, love, love. You bought it 31 cents. Yes, Moreno. Now up to 33 already. Up we go. Ah, but the difference is this one has me in it. That's the difference, Mark. That's the difference. I know NVIDIA came out with some statement today that was generic, total generic. It was just like, that's weak. Weak, weak, weak. You like that, Alina? And today, in high def, yes, you get high def. All eyes on Doge today. You're using Uphold. You haven't been able to cash out anything for a week. I don't know, Alina. You know what I support? Coinbase, Robinhood, Crypto.com. If you can get on Coinbase, it's just a much better platform. That's where the liquidity is. It's in Coinbase. So if you get Coinbase, you'll be able to trade much better. Thank you, firefighter. Appreciate it. I do my part. You do your part. Thank you. I mean, this is looking like a nice recovery so far today. You can't, I mean, what can you say about that after the dump? It's looking pretty good. I mean, yeah, we've got some bears. Dogecoin declines. Dogecoin could go down to 26 cents if 30 cent support comes under threat. And 30.5 was the bottom again. So nah, keep murder around. I mean, at least he said something about like why he thought, right? Unlike most people, he's talking about the Bank of Japan interest rate thing. We covered that when it happened last week. I just don't think it has quite the long-ranging effects that he does, and that this dump was not caused by that. But that's okay. Alina, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day. So if we get more dumps, Bitcoin goes to 80, I'll be buying. Will you? I got a house to buy. I have a house to buy. So I got to do that. All right, guys. They're playing music. I can't play the music. I cannot play the music. I will turn the volume up as soon as the music's over. I don't want any copyright strikes. Is he going to say DeepSeek AI? After I lost my live stream on Inauguration Day because of some stupid song the brass band was playing, it's like, yeah, I'm not taking any chances with music. All right, here we go, gang. Oh.
I want to thank you all and congratulate. I mean, this is a very big congratulations to our re-elected House Republican majority on your largest popular vote. Did you know that since 1928? That's a long time, Mike, right?
Watch the first 18 minutes, Tito.
I especially want to thank
Just scroll back to the beginning.
Team. Speaker Mike Johnson, we all know so well. He's doing great. Majority Leader Steve Scalise, who's gone through so much, and he looks better today than he did 10 years ago. I don't know what's going on. Thank you very much, Steve. You look great. Majority Whip Tom Emmer. Tom, thank you. Great job. And House Conference Chair Lisa McLean. Lisa, thank you very much. Thanks as well to all of the incredible House members and staff for your tireless work on behalf of our country, along with Congressional Institute CEO Kelly Strickland. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you very much. So we have Kellyanne Conway. Nobody knows Kellyanne. Does anybody know? Where's Kellyanne? She's around. She's so good. She's a good person, too. A good person, too. And the mayor of Hialeah, I love this guy because he said, sir, we want to name a major boulevard after you. And he did it. Anybody that names a boulevard after me, I like him a lot. Esteban, Bovo, and Hialeah, mayor of Hialeah, thank you, wherever you may be. Esteban, where are you? Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Great honor, actually. A lot of people come back from Hialeah. They say, they just named the road after you. I said, that's okay. It's a beginning, right? It's a start. With the help of everyone in this room, we've just won the most epic, consequential political victory in American history, according to a lot. One of the major fake newspapers, so in this case, it's not fake news, let's say, but they said it's the most consequential election victory in the last 129 years. I'm trying to figure out what that means, 120. Who was there 129 years ago? But it was a great one. At the
It'd be great if he said
level, we won the popular vote
Bitcoin
for the
Strategic
first time
Reserve.
in any
That would be great.
Republican in decades. We swept all 7 swing states, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona, and Nevada by very, very big margins, record-setting. And for the first time ever, all 50 states, did you know this, shifted toward the Republican Party. We've never had that before. Nobody has, actually. It's never happened before. You must be doing a good job, fellas. We won the largest number of African-American voters in Republican history, including 39% of Black men, a record by a lot. So that's really nice. Thank you. And we won more Hispanic-American votes than any Republican ever. It's never won any, not even close. Look at that, Hispanic-American. We made historic strides with youth, men, women, urban, suburban, and rural voters. And in a political earthquake, yeah, sit down, just enjoy it. What the hell? We're going to be here for a little while. But in a political earthquake, we won a wave of support from labor unions, including massive numbers of auto workers, which gave us Michigan as an example. Think of that. We won Michigan easily, and we did tremendous with the auto workers. And an overwhelming majority of the rank and file membership of the Teamsters. The Teamsters were great. They showed up in droves, and we won them by a lot. Together, we're forging a new political majority that's shattering and replacing Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal coalition, which dominated American politics for over 100 years. That's what we're doing. And what Mike said before, common sense. It is a little bit of common sense. Maybe it's a lot of common sense. Under our leadership, the Republican Party has become the proud voice of hardworking American citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. We become the party of the American dream and wealth creation for everyone, not just the rich. If we do our job over the next 21 months, not only will House Republicans be reelected and expand our majority in 2026, we will cement a national governing coalition that will preserve American freedom for generations to come. There has never been anything like what's happened in politics in the last few years. Never been anything like it. Everybody, people of religion, everybody seems to be with us. I don't know how anybody could even vote for the other side. In many cases, they don't, but they do get credit for it. You'll have to think about that. I've raised a lot of money for the next race that I assume I can't use for myself, but I'm not 100% sure because I don't know. I think I'm not allowed to run again. I'm not sure. Am I allowed to run again, Mike? I better not get you involved in that argument. No, we raised a lot of money, a tremendous amount, and our teletown halls are something that's very special that nobody else is able to even contemplate using. We've gotten a lot of people elected with those teletown halls. We have 25, 30,000 people on just in a congressional area. They win easy. It works for Elvis, the Beatles, and it doesn't work for anyone else, but it works for Trump. And we would have tremendous crowds on those calls. And I think I'll bet we got 35, 40 people elected because of the town halls. But I did say to them, and I said, this is the person that sort of has the rights to it. And he happens to be a great Republican. I said, this is the greatest invention. This thing is going to make a fortune. He said, no, it's not that good, actually, because it only works for you. He said, actually, sir, it only works for you because somebody else they're not picking up. So I'm honored to have that privilege. And I used it carefully, but we've did a lot of the teletown
You can
halls
buy
with people. I
Greenland
think-
with the Trump
I don't think
token.
we've ever lost one, right?
Buy
It's hard to
Greenland.
lose one, even if you only get 5,000 or 6,000 people on a congressional race. But we've done them for states, we've done them for governors, and we've done them for senators. And we did a couple countrywide. I did a couple for myself countrywide. They're absolutely amazing. And we got the message out through that and lots of other memes. We even got it out through TikTok. Has anyone ever heard of TikTok? I have a little bias toward TikTok right now. I have to just, so we won youth by the largest margin, no Republican. You know, we generally don't win youth. We won by 36 points. Can you imagine that? And I think TikTok had something to do. So pardon me if I'm a little bit, I became a little bit jaded toward TikTok, but we'll see what happens. We're going to have a lot of people bidding on it. And if we can save all that voice and all the jobs, and China won't be involved. You don't want China involved, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But over the past 7 days, my administration has been moving with urgency and historic speed to reverse every single disaster of the Biden administration. By the way, the guy was a disaster, okay? You know, we want to be nice, and he's probably not listening right now because it's a little late, but you know, I don't want him to listen. I don't want to say it. I feel badly. I was, you know, making the inauguration speech, and I'm saying all the bad things, and he's sitting like right here. You know, I'm saying they were a horrible administration. They didn't know what they were doing. They were grossly incompetent. I got a guy sitting right next to him. It's not that easy to do, even though he didn't understand what I was saying. He really did. And deliver on the mandate that we've been given by the American people. In a single week, I've taken over 350 executive actions. We've signed 300, and who ever heard of that one? And as I said in my inaugural address, the American decline is over. It's over. The golden age of America has officially begun. And I think that's a good thing for us to talk about, the golden age and the American dream. I think it's a good thing because people haven't been talking that way for a long period of time. On day one, I directed every member of my cabinet to marshal all powers at their disposal to defeat inflation and bring down the cost of daily life. And we're going to do that. You're going to see it starting to happen when we get going with the energy. The energy's going to, brought everything up. It's going to bring everything down. I imposed a federal hiring freeze.
Or Bitcoin. I'll take it, Mert.
Freeze, a foreign aid freeze. A foreign aid freeze. Isn't that nice? We get tired of giving massive amounts of money to countries that hate us, don't we? And I created the new Department of Government Efficiency.
That's coming,
Dalton.
Dalton.
It's going to be very meaningful.
That's coming.
I terminated the ridiculous and incredibly wasteful Green New Scam, one of the great scams in history. Actually, isn't it 12 years up? They gave us 12 years to live, right? I think that we passed it, right? We're still around. Can you believe it? You know, the person that really came up with it is a person that never even took a course on the environment, was a poor student, not a good student, didn't understand a lot. And she came up with this idea, and everybody all of a sudden started going. And then mainstream, you know, important Democrat leaders started, you know, they got sucked into it. And we've spent trillions of dollars on just like throwing it out the window. You could throw it out the window. You would have been better off. I withdrew from the one-sided Paris Climate Accord, and I canceled. It was so one-sided, you know. We had obligations, but Russia didn't, China didn't, other countries didn't. We paid everything. We're going to lose $1 trillion over a short period of time on that, and we had to do everything. They didn't have to do anything. It was ridiculous, and I canceled the insane and very costly electric vehicle mandate, so you can buy a car of your choice. If you like gasoline, go have it, and if you like hybrids is doing well. You can have it, or you can buy an electric car. We like everything, but you have to have a right to buy everything. I withdrew from the World Health Organization, where we paid $500 million a year, and China paid just $39 million a year, despite a much larger population. How about that? So we're paying $500 million a year. China's paying $39 million a year. They have 1.4 billion people. We have, nobody knows what we have. So many people came across the border, and nobody has any idea. I used to say like 325, but we really don't know. But we're going to know soon. We're going to know. And I tell you, our people are doing a phenomenal job. I know, Nick, right? Are doing so true. Job, getting the bad ones out. I declared a national energy emergency to unlock the liquid gold that's right under our feet because we will drill, baby, drill. We're gonna drill, baby, drill.
There it
We're
is.
gonna bring down prices.
You got it, Delton.
Your energy costs are going to go way down, and that'll happen, I think, relatively quickly. I'm going to give fast environmental approval for anybody building a plant for electric generation, and anybody that invests more than $1 billion will get super rapid approval. Not that they have to wait for 9 years, 14 years, like I approved LNG plants in Louisiana. They were waiting for so many years. It wasn't Louisiana's fault. It was some people, they just wouldn't get them done. You've got a snail here, a tiny tree here, and I got it done in a matter of a few days. I actually got it done. It took them 14 years. I got it done in about 3 days. The people, as we called them, I'll never forget, I called them and I said, congratulations, you got your permit. What? They were so shell-shocked. They didn't know what the hell was happening. They're going to spend, and they spent about $16 billion on each plant, and they've been roaring since then. But we got them done in a matter of a few days. Over the past week, we've begun the largest deregulation campaign in history, far exceeding even the record-setting efforts of my first term. That was record-setting deregulation, and that was just as big as tax cuts as far as business and jobs were concerned. I'll tell you. I actually asked, it's interesting because I actually asked some of the biggest businessmen in the country. I said, let me ask you, would you...
This is live.
You had the choice between the big tax cuts. We cut it from 40% to 21%. We're going to cut it further. But we cut it down to 20. Everybody said that would be impossible. The people on the stage helped us with that one a lot. But I said, if you had your choice of that or the big deregulation cuts, what would you take? These are the guys that run the big companies, the big oil companies, the big companies of every kind. I said, would you take the big tax cut or the big cut in regulations? And I've never had anybody said they'll take the tax cut. They took the regulation cut. I'll bet I asked that question 100 times to 100 of the biggest people. They always said, sir, we'll take the regulation cut. You opened us up. You let us create all these jobs that we've all seen happen. So it was even bigger than the big tax cut. I also signed an order to end the weaponization of our government against the American people and investigate all abuses of power. And I stopped government censorship once and for all, and we brought back free speech to America. That's what happened. And we're going to bring it back because we didn't have free speech. I mean, I was investigated more than any human being in history. Alphonse Capone was a baby. Now, this was a serious killer, Scarface. You've all heard of Scarface. He had a scar for a reason. He didn't play games, but he was Scarface. Of course, nobody ever called him Scarface to his face. They said, Al, you look great today. I had a scar that was like 2 inches thick that ran from here to here. And they say, Al, you look fantastic. But Scarface was not investigated as much as your president was investigated. And it turned out to be a positive thing for me. Can you believe it? It turned out to be, we got a lot of votes. I think we got a lot of votes because they saw it was weaponization.
Yeah, Anthony, we know
A
that.
fight against a political opponent. I ordered the end to all of the lawless diversity, equity, and inclusion nonsense policies across the government and all across the private sector and the military. We got it. We're getting it out, and we've gotten it out pretty much. We did that in 1 week. And it wasn't that easy, but everybody wanted it. People that were strongly in favor of it, I thought, called me and said, thank God you got rid of that. That was so bad. It was so bad. We hated it. We abolished 60 years of prejudice and hatred with the signing of one order, all approved by the Supreme Court of the United States. It was a big thing, and the United States has become a meritocracy again. We are a country that's based now on merit for success. Merit. If you're good at what you do, you're going to go places. I made it and who would have thought that was going to happen? We didn't even talk about that one because I figured that one was going to be toughest to get. And so we are now, if you do a meritorious job, if you do something where you're just outstanding, you advance, and that's what it's about. It's about competition, and it's about a lot of things. And the other becomes a very dangerous plateau. We were on that plateau too long, and it's one of the reasons that you saw very bad things happening with our country. I made it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. Gee, that was a tough one. That was a tough one. Some of these people say like 7 genders. I'm trying to say, go and name them. They got some weird stuff going on. No, you have 2 genders. I renamed the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, and we are restoring the name of a great president, William McKinley, to Mount McKinley in Alaska in honor of the incredible people of the state of Ohio who loved their governor and loved the man that became president. He was the big tariff sheriff, they used to call him, and made a lot of money. Our country became very rich, and when he was assassinated, Teddy Roosevelt became president, and he spent all of that money that was made from tariffs. The money was so enormous, and they built the thing called the Panama Canal. You might have read about this lately. It's become a hot subject because China essentially has taken it over, and we're not going to let that happen. We're not going to let that happen. It was the biggest investment
You can get Doge merch?
to this day
Really?
ever made by the country. In other words, if you bring it up to modern day numbers, we spent money that we've never spent anything so much. We've never had so many people die. 38,000 people died building the Panama Canal 110 years ago.
On what
And they
site?
gave it away for $1. It's
Which
also one
site?
of the most profitable things ever built. You know, ships are lined up back to Florida.
There's
Trying
still
to get
nothing
there.
here.
We're not gonna let that happen. Wasn't the deal. We didn't give it to China, gave it to Panama, sort of, I guess. But they haven't behaved properly. Perhaps most importantly, I declared a national emergency to stop the invasion of our southern border. We're going to stop that invasion. We've already done it. And today in Tijuana, you probably saw I got a call from Tom Homan and some of the people. They said, sir, it's unbelievable. There is nobody. You have this huge area. It's a gathering area. It's always been packed with these people. What they did to our country is so unbelievable. That they could do this to our country is so horrible. But he said there's nobody there. And then they actually put it on television. I got to see it. And there was literally not one person, this vast area where people stay there all day long and they just walk right into our country. They just unchecked, no way, no check-in for IDs like voter ID. They don't want voter ID because they want to cheat. They wanted these people to come in because they want to cheat too. But who could allow this to happen? But there wasn't one person standing in this massive an area that's like 5 football fields that was packed for years under these horrible people that wanted to kill our country. We halted all illegal entry. We have successfully ended catch and release, and we're deporting 100% of all new trespassers apprehended at the border, and nobody's coming in, and nobody's coming now because they know they're not going to be able to come in. So we really stopped something that was very, very serious. But we have to get the bad ones out. We have many murderers, many very bad people in our country that they've allowed because of a ridiculous, actually stupid, open border policy. I've also deployed troops to the border, and for the first time in
Anybody
history,
buy
we're
stupid
locating
coin?
and loading
Anybody buy stupid
illegal
coin?
aliens into military aircraft and flying them back to the places from which they came. And very importantly, America is respected again. We're respected again. Isn't that nice? You know, after years of laughing at us like we're stupid people. And as you saw yesterday, we've made it clear to every country that they will be taking back our
Not yet.
people that we're sending out,
Not yet,
the criminals, the illegal aliens coming from their countries.
I don't think he's going to address that.
They're going
But
to take them back fast. And if they don't, they'll pay a very high economic price. And we're going to immediately install massive tariffs. It'll be placed on them and other sanctions. But the tariffs, I told you, most beautiful word in the dictionary. I also told you that I said that the first time and I got just absolutely decimated by the fake news, you know. I said it's the most beautiful word, and the fake news said, what about religion? What about God? What about love? So now I say it's the 4th most favorite word in the dictionary. It's God, love, it's all these other things, but I say number 4, but God, love, religion, tariff, 4th. Another couple of weeks, it'll be like 10. Hopefully it's going to stay in the top 10, but the fake news went after me, Tom, because I didn't say the first 3. And now now that I say it, immediately say it, I'm sure they're going to find some others. Throughout the week, the heroes of ICE have been hunting down and arresting hundreds of illegal alien criminals per day, including those with charges and convictions for rape, child sexual assault, terrorism, and even murder. Many murders in the crowd, and many of these murderers have committed far more than one murder. This is not going to work out, and we're going to get them the hell out of here. Members of the savage Venezuelan prison gang known as Tren de Aragua.
I don't think so, Jay.
And
Not
MS-13,
75K.
including 50 violent individuals who were rounded up in Aurora, Colorado.
Too big of a crash.
The
We're in a bull
Venezuelan
market.
gang took over. The governor, who's a radical left governor, was Petro. He didn't know what to do. He said, no, it's not that bad. They've only taken over a couple of apartment houses. See, they went into the real estate business. They did it unconventional.
Yeah, that was in the
They did it
summer,
with
Jay.
guns. We have to go out and borrow or use cash to buy. They just did it with guns. They took over. He said, no, it's not that bad. They only took over a couple of buildings. We're tracking down the illegal alien criminals. We're detaining them, and we're throwing them the hell out of our country. We have no apologies, and we're moving forward very fast. They're very dangerous people. They're very dangerous people. They're violent people. I used to say these are more violent than our criminals. In fact, the best part about them is they make our criminals look quite nice, actually, by comparison. They are very violent people. We also have many violent criminals in our country, however, that did not necessarily come here illegally, but have been arrested 30 times, 35 times, 41, 42 times in a couple of cases, 25 times, 18 times, many for murder and other heinous charges such as pushing people into subways. As the train's coming along at 45 miles an hour, boom, you get pushed into the subway. They had it last week. Hitting them in the head with baseball bats while they're not looking, punching old ladies in the face, knocking them unconscious and stealing their purse. They even break into apartments and rape elderly women and beat up elderly men, beat them to hell. And I don't want these violent repeat offenders in our country any more than I want illegal aliens from other countries who misbehave. And I say, and this is subject to getting it approved, but if they've been arrested many, many times, they're repeat offenders by many numbers. I want them out of our country. I also will be seeking permission to do so. We're going to get approval, hopefully, to get them the hell out of our country along with others. Let them be brought to a foreign land and maintained by others for a very small fee, as opposed to be maintained in our jails for massive amounts of money, including the private prison companies that charge us a fortune. Now, let them be brought out of our country and let them live there for a while. Let's see how they like it. You'll see crime all over the country dry up. Essentially, that's what Venezuela and other countries are doing. They're getting rid of their criminals and putting them into the United States of America. And their crime is down by almost 80%. We're going to restore law and order in America, and we want to bring back the death penalty for these horrible people that kill people. They kill people.
Greenland.
It's always a tough thing to say because I don't like it. Nobody likes it. But if you don't do it, we're just looking for trouble. I spent a lot of time with President Xi, and I'll never forget in my first meeting, I said, you have a drug problem. No, we have no drug problem. Why is that? Quick trial. What is quick trial? Quick trial is we try the person that sells the drugs immediately. And at the end of the day, we execute that person if that person is
Yeah, bubble.
We have no drug problem whatsoever.
Buy Trump token.
And that's the most severe case. But wherever you have no drug problem, you have the death penalty. So, and drugs causes a lot of the crime. A lot of the crime in our country is caused by drugs. It's a terrible situation. Comes through the southern border. Most of it is fentanyl coming in from China. And, it's very interesting. China, when I was with President Xi, I had a deal worked out with him that they were going to give their maximum punishment, which is the death penalty to anybody making fentanyl and sending it into the United States. Then we had a very unusual result in an election. We had a rigged election.
Just
we
say DeepSeek is really deep fake.
And that went nowhere. It was all set to be, he would have absolutely done it. He was ready. We shook hands on it. And then Biden, of course, didn't follow it up. He didn't follow anything up. But if that would have happened, you would have had a lot less fentanyl deaths, I can tell you. You would have had very little fentanyl coming into the southern border. Last week, I also signed an order that will designate the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. That's a very big designation. And as we are fighting hard to get birthright citizenship or automatic citizenship for the children of illegal aliens, that's another way. It's automatic citizenship for children of illegal aliens. That's the other term that they use, which is actually more accurate, more understandable. And it's ridiculous. We're the only country that has it, and certainly the only country that has it to that extent. And it wasn't meant, if you look, it was really meant for children of slaves. This is when it happened. The children of slaves, it was not meant for everyone to come into our country by airplane or charging across the borders from all over the world and think they're going to become citizens. It's not meant for that. It wasn't meant for that. And hopefully at some point the courts will understand that without having to go through a whole big deal. This was meant for the children of slaves. And look at the timing of it and you'll see. And I hope judges will understand that. And it has to stop because it's really hurting our country very badly. In the coming weeks, I'm looking forward to working with Congress on
Trump
a
token moving up.
reconciliation bill that financially takes care of our plans to totally and permanently restore the sovereign borders of the United States once and for all. This should include full funding for a record increase in border security personnel and retention bonuses for ICE and Border Patrol. These people are incredible people. I got to know them so well. I was on the phone with them all the time when I was president. When she was the border czar, she never called them. Remember, we went like 4 years and they started asking her, did you ever speak to him? No. We asked the Border Patrol, did you ever speak to the head of the Border Patrol? Did you ever speak to the vice president who was your border czar? No, I never got to speak to her. This was a terrible thing that was going on. This was a con job. We also need a massive increase in the number of detention beds and funding for all border security infrastructure and barriers, including the completion of the border wall. We did 500 miles of wall, and that's one of the reasons we had the lowest number. You remember the famous chart that I looked to my right, bring down the chart, and I looked to my right, something went right by he. But that chart, I don't know if they have it now, frankly. I didn't tell them to bring it. But they're very competent people. They might. If you have the chart, put it up. If you don't, that's okay too. But that chart showed that we had the lowest number of illegals coming into our country in history. And I love the chart. Even if
Good
it didn't
luck,
show
Hamid.
that, I would have loved that chart. Because that chart, I wouldn't be here right now without that particular chart. But it was pretty amazing. It was pretty, really amazing. And we did a great job.
Yeah,
We had
Trump token is.
the week I left office, we had the lowest number of illegal immigrants coming into our country that we ever had. Simultaneously, we must make a record investment in interior enforcement, including deportation flights and aircraft,
Moving
as
up.
well as funding for our new task force to eradicate the presence of foreign
2775.
gangs. We have
Moving
some
up.
of the worst foreign gangs. It's not even believable. And criminal networks that have brought devastating crime to American soil. We're getting them all out. I won on that. It's like some people explain it very well. They say, gee whiz, they look at the people. As you know, in Colombia, they agreed with us almost immediately after I got involved. And Marco Rubio and I worked together. He did a great job. And we really did. And Mike Waltz, we have a great group of people. But
It's called the weave, Anthony. He just weaves.
because we had them in shackles
It's the weave.
in an airplane. And he said, this is no way to treat people. Now you understand, these are murderers, drug lords, gang members, just toughest people you've ever met or seen. How would you like to be the pilot of a plane? You got two pilots up there and you got 300 people sitting in a plane. Every one of them either a murderer, a drug lord, a kingpin of some kind, the head of the mob, or a gang member. And you're flying that plane, it's not going to end well. You ever see the movie Con Air? That's what, yeah, except here's the difference. The people in Con Air were actors. They weren't nearly as tough as these guys. I would say that plane would be gone before it ever left. Those pilots would be gone before it ever left. So they don't want us to shackle them. I don't want to be in that plane. I want to thank every Republican House member for voting to pass the Lake and Riley Act, first enforcement only bill that's been passed in 3 decades. I met the parents of Lakin, and they were incredible people. They were just so devastated. I mean, can't even explain to you. You can't say somebody's life is over, but essentially their life is so different, and
Con
it can never be
Air.
the same. She was beautiful. She was great, great person. But to have a bill of such importance named after her is a great tribute. But what these parents and you have so many of them where they've lost a loved one to crime, but to this new form of crime, criminal, illegal aliens. It's massive. The numbers are massive, and you add that to the crime we already had. This shows the potential for additional enforcement bills that will help us crack down on criminal aliens and totally restore the rule of law.
I don't
in our
follow
country.
helium.
I'm also eager to get to work with Congress on the largest package of tax cuts.
But tomorrow's the
in
big day
American
for Doge,
history. We gotta
Levi.
get that
Tomorrow.
done. And we don't want to get hung up on the budget process. We just want, whether it's one bill, two bills, I don't care. Let these guys, they're going to work it out. They're going to work it out one way or the other. But the bottom line, the end result is going to be the same. We want to have
We just talked about all these great burgers.
And we want to keep people's taxes low and actually make them lower. And that's not just rich people. That's everybody. It's frankly, proportionately the lower scale, much more so than a higher scale. Not only must we permanently extend the Trump tax cuts, if we don't, you're going to have about a 60% tax increase. But I also
4-year
intend to keep
anniversary,
my
Louis.
promises, starting with no tax on tips, no tax.
4-year
on
anniversary
Social
of the
Security, and no tax on
800%
overtime.
run.
We're working very hard to get them done, and we are. I went to Nevada just this last couple of days. I started off in North Carolina because I didn't want to forget the people of North Carolina were treated so badly by FEMA. And they came to me, they said, "Sir, you're going to California tomorrow." I said, "Well, what about North Carolina?" "Well, we'll do that another time." And I said, "No, we won't. I'm stopping in North Carolina first." And we stopped there. We met great people. Franklin Graham has done a fantastic job. He's done a great job, but others also. And I met people that were devastated. The Democrat Party with FEMA, their FEMA did absolutely nothing. And we have it worked out. Your congressmen are helping very much there. Your 3 Congress people are working very hard on that whole thing, along with Michael Watley. And Laura wants to be involved too. Laura Trump, she's doing a great job. She's done a great. Michael and Laura have been unbelievable as the head of the RNC. They've been unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know why I picked Michael? I said, who ran North Carolina? Tell me, because in the 2016 election, we did so well, and then in 2020, we did great in North Carolina. But others, we watched ping. What the hell's going on? But with North Carolina, when he had 601 lawyers working for him, and they didn't play games in North Carolina, I said, that's the guy I want to run it. And Michael Watley has done an unbelievable job, and he worked with Laura so well. She
and thank you to KrissPax.
That state from North Carolina. They've done such an incredible job. So thank you very much. I want to just thank you in front of leadership. Incredible. And I really don't want to give him another job, to be honest. That's the most important job. He said, "Sir, I'll go anywhere." I said, "I don't want you to go anywhere. I want you to stay where you are. We'll give you plenty of money to get the job done, right? But we don't want to lose it." I mean, he could do anything actually, but he's a very talented person. There's nothing more important because we have to win in 2 years or we have to win in 4 years. There's nobody better to head it up. So thank you very much, Michael, and really stand up. We're just an incredible job. Really amazing. I wanted to save that for leadership because I say it all the time. People don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but leadership knows what I'm talking about. And it's really incredible. The two of you as a team are unbelievable. Our administration will also be working to implement the Make It in America plan that I outlined very successfully in my campaign. I think my campaign, I really focused on the border more than anything else. A lot of people said the biggest thing was inflation and the economy, and then maybe the border was third. I always felt the border was first because I felt that people could really understand that you can't have people pouring in from the prisons all over the world and from mental institutions all over the world and dumped into our country. So I talked about that much more so than I did inflation. I mean, inflation
was terrible. It was the worst. I think it was the worst in the history of our country. But you can only talk about it so long. You know, the price of apples doubled, the price of bacon is quadrupled, everything is a disaster. And you say it, and then what do? With this, I could give examples of what they're doing to destroy our country, and I felt it was the strongest thing. You know, it's funny, in
Bitcoin
2016,
back
I
over
went on the
102.
border. In 2020, we did so well, I couldn't talk about the border. My people would say, "Sir, don't bring up the border. Nobody wants to hear it." I said, "No, I did a great job." It was a horrible border in 2016, but that border was beautiful compared to what we have.
Fourth
now.
year anniversary
So I
forgotten.
didn't talk about it, and we did great.
January
I mean, look, we
28th,
I got
2021.
millions of more votes in 2020 than I got in 2016. Nobody ever got the most votes of any Republican in history in 2020. But this time I said, let's make it too big to rig. We're going to make it too big to rig, and that's what happened, and they couldn't. They tried, these cheating guys, these cheating people, but they tried, but they gave up. I brought taxes down from 40% to 21%, which everybody said was impossible. And I did it with these people.
We don't know what he's
here,
going to
and a
say.
lot of the
AI,
people,
crypto.
great congressman. I want to name every
Don't
one of
know.
them, but I'd be naming them all night. I'm looking at them. Look at all these people. They're great. They're so great, Russell and you. And every single Virginia. Look at Virginia. She's a killer. Nobody would know she's a killer. But I got all these congressmen. I want to name every one of them, but I got like 100 and something things. Like people would say, let's get the hell out of here. This is getting very boring, right? But I will tell you, as a group and individually, they're incredible people. Every one of them I like, although every once in a while, if somebody votes against me, I don't like him for a little while, but we like every one of them. And this guy has the ability to get along with everybody, which he has to when you have a majority of really 5. You know, they say 1, but it will be. But right now it's 1. I want to make him sound a little bit. But he has an ability to get along with people, and he's very smart, very tough. But everyone likes him because he's a high quality person, very religious person, and he's a high quality person. You know, we have other guys here, and I know that everybody likes him, but they're like one of them in particular. I love this guy so much. I won't name him because I don't want to embarrass him. I don't know if he'd be happy or not happy, but he's very, very strong, very, very popular, but he has 36 people that won't vote for him. It's 36, that's not a lot. That's a small percentage. Tom is incredible. But Tom has a couple of people that probably have been beaten badly and beaten up. You beat up some people badly, and it's a little tougher. But he's done an unbelievable job. I've become friendly with him. I didn't really know him. And over the last year or so, I've become friendly. He's incredible. He's an incredible leader. You really are. But you have a couple of people that maybe more than one. Let me put it that way. They all love him. Your wife loves you. That I can tell. He's got a great. Where are you? Where are you? Stand up, please. Just stand up. Come on. What a great wife and family. It's true. Thank you. She is a great. Look at her. She's very popular, isn't she? Huh? She's great. More than you. You're very popular. And now I'm bringing them down. I'm bringing the taxes down from 21 to 15%, but only if they make their product in America. So if they make their product in America, we're bringing it down. So
Crypto.
if you think about it, we took it down from 40 to
Say crypto.
15%. But again, you keep 21, but you go down to 15 if you make your product here. We are going to have so many business moving back into our country. And remember, again, the word tariff. We're going to protect our people and our businesses, and we're going to protect our country with tariffs. And you got a little indication of that yesterday with what happened with a very strong country. Colombia is traditionally a very, very strong-willed country. If they don't make their product in America, then very simply they should have to pay a tariff, which will bring in trillions of dollars into our treasury from countries that never paid us 10 cents. We're not going to let that happen. We're not going to let them destroy our country. In the words of President McKinley, who is the tariff king, the protective system invokes the highest law of nature, that a self-preservation, and that is self-preservation. There is every reason founded in justice why the American producer should in every way be favored against a foreign producer whose products compete with his. This is our natural market. We have made it. We have made it an enormous cost, capital, and exertion. And think of this. And We did that through exertion and brain and muscle and guts and stamina. We preserved it against foreign wars and domestic conflicts at great sacrifice of men and women. The foreign producer has contributed nothing to the growth or development of this country. So if you want to share with the citizens of the United States our home market, then you must pay for the privilege of doing it. In other words, you have to pay for the privilege of coming into our country, taking our jobs, taking our product, destroying our countries. We mentioned North Carolina, the furniture business, what they've done to these great artisans. I used to go down to North Carolina all the time to buy furniture for hotels that I was building. And they had the most incredible artisans. That whole thing was wiped out by China mostly, but others, and just wiped out. But it's going to come back. It's going to come roaring back. It's all going to come roaring back. We're going to put tariffs on outside countries and outside people that really mean us harm. They want to, well, they mean us harm, but they basically want to make their country good. Look at what others do. China's a tremendous tariff maker, and India and Brazil and so many countries. And so we're not going to let that happen any longer, because we're going to put America first. Always put America first. That's what's going to happen. We're going to establish a very fair system where money is going to come into our coffers, and America is going to be very rich again, and it's going to happen very quickly. It's time for the United States to return to the system that made us richer and more powerful than ever before. You know, the United States in 1870 to 1913, all tariffs, and that was the richest period in the history of the United States, relatively speaking. In other words, relatively. And they set up the Great Tariff Commission of 1887. And this commission had one function: what to do with all the money that we took in. It was so enormous that they had no idea. It was a blue ribbon committee. It was set up 1887, and what to do with all of the money that we had. And again, Teddy Roosevelt was a beneficiary, because when
no tax on American-based crypto.
He took over this vast
products
sum of
would include
money,
the Trump
and he did all
token.
of those national parks and all of the other things. And I'm not knocking him, but he was given a vast amount of money, and that was all made through tariffs. And we had no income tax. The income tax came in 1913. As I said in my speech last week, instead of taxing our citizens to enrich foreign nations, we should be tariffing and taxing foreign nations to enrich our citizens. Does that make sense, huh? Under the American First economic model, as tariffs on other countries go up, taxes on American workers and businesses will come down, and massive numbers of jobs and factories will come home. The job creation will be enormous. In particular, if you look at the automobile sector, I mean, we're just being wiped out. You just take a look at what's happened to that over the years. And the auto workers voted for me. I have an obligation to do what's right, and I'm going to do that. You know, in Mexico, they were going to build the largest auto plant anywhere in the world. And it was during the campaign, my most recent campaign. And a very great gentleman, all he does is he builds auto plants. He was building this factory. And I said, how's it going? I said, I want to go around and take a look at one of your factories that you're building. One of the big ones, one of the good ones. I said, okay, are you ready? When are you going to do it? This is 9 months ago. He said, you'll have to go to Mexico. I said, what about the United States? He said, we're putting up a couple, but they're small. He's the biggest guy at doing it. He said, in Mexico, they're building massive automobile factories. I said, you mean they're doing it? And who's the owner of the factories? He said, mostly China. One in particular is massive, and it's built fairly close to the border. So they were going to build cars and send them into the United States for no tax or very little tax, and destroy Detroit, just destroy the rest of it, what's left of it. Because they've already Mexico's taken 32%
We don't know,
of
Ruben.
our business over 30 years. And
we'll see.
The other one is Canada. Canada's taken massive amounts of, they send us millions of cars. We don't need them for that. We want to have the cars made in Detroit or South Carolina or many other locations, whether it's union or not union. But I said to him, so when is this plant going to open? He said, well, we're going to start it in a couple of months, and it'll be open in about 1.5 years. It's the largest plant in the world. I said, I'm not happy with that. And I said, in my next speech that I am going to charge them if it takes 100% or 200%. No car is coming in from Mexico into the United States without a massive tariff. And I said it 3 or 4 times. And what happened is about 2 months later, I see that same gentleman who was in the audience, and I said, I want to see him backstage after I'm finished with the speech. And I met him backstage. I said, John, let me ask you, what happened with that plant? Where is it now? He said, sir, China's canceled it. Why? Because they think you're going to be elected, and they thought you were going to charge big tariffs on the cars coming in, and it doesn't work if you're going to charge. So they canceled the plant, and Detroit now will breathe, and we're going to do just the opposite. We're going to have these companies come in, and they can build
Not
that
yet,
plant
Regents.
if they want, but they have to build it across the line. They have to build it in the United States. Amazing. Amazing. We did so many things, and we weren't even elected yet. That would have been a disaster. If that plant were built, it would have been a disaster. That would have wiped out. That was bigger than most of the factories put together, the auto plants put together. In particular, in the very near future, we're going to be placing tariffs on foreign production of computer chips, semiconductors, and pharmaceuticals to return production of these essential goods to the United States of America. They left us and they went to Taiwan, which is about 98% of the chip business, by the way. And we want them to come back. And we don't want to give them billions of dollars like this ridiculous program that Biden has. Give everybody billions of dollars. They already have billions of dollars. They've got nothing but money, Joe. They didn't need money. They needed an incentive. And the incentive is going to be they're not going to want to pay a 25, 50, or even 100% tax. They're going to build their factory with their own money. We don't have to give them money. They're going to come in because it's good for them to come in. They're giving them money. They don't even know what they're going to do with it. I had people tell me, we have no idea. We didn't need money. They don't know if they're probably going to use the money to build in other places, other countries. It's a ridiculous plan, very expensive and ridiculous. The only way you'll get out of this is to build your plant. If you want to stop paying the taxes or the tariffs, you have to build your plant right here in America. That's what's going to happen at record levels. We're going to have more plants built in the next short period of time than anybody ever envisioned before, because the incentive is going to be there because they have no tariff whatsoever. In fact, they have help from us if they build their plant in America. And we're going to look at pharmaceuticals, drugs. We're going to look at chips, semiconductors, and we're going to look at steel and some other industries. And you're going to see things happening. If I didn't put on the massive steel tariffs, you wouldn't have one steel plant right now in the United States. If I didn't
No,
put
this
on
isn't a reporter
the
thing
tariffs
with
on,
Q&A.
washing machines,
This is a
dryers, and the
Republican
like,
congressional
you
event.
wouldn't in Ohio, you would have lost all of those companies that made washing machines and dryers. Jim Jordan is the one that got me started. Was Jim here by any chance? Is Jim here? Where's Jim? Where's Jim? Oh, look at him. Wow. That's not a great seat for a man of such power.
Scott Bessent was just
You know,
approved
Jim
as
has
Treasury
a
Secretary.
He's a great wrestler. He was
Another
an
one.
All-American wrestler 3 times, 128-1. That's not a bad record, and that's the way he fights too. But he has a better record. Undefeated as a wrestler in high school. And I say, how can you do that? Because a freshman can't beat a senior. But he figured out how to beat seniors. So I stand up again, Jim. Let's give you a hand as a wrestler. As a wrestler, big hand. As a politician, very good. But Jim, is it true that we went up there? Remember, we had 25,000 people standing on the streets in this little beautiful town with Whirlpool, right? And they were going to close up their factories because South Korea was dumping washing machines and other things like that. And they were dumping. And we put a 50% tariff, and 75, even 100%. And now they're thriving, right? Without Trump, they would have been closed up. But Jim was the one that got me involved. Are you guys all happy with Jim? Do you like him? Because I like him. I like him, right? We like Jim. What's not to like? He gets on television. He's like a wrestler. He's got this boom, 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 boom. Very impressive, Jim. Anyway, it's good to see you. I like that guy a lot. I like a lot of the people in the audience a lot. I like the people in this room. We have the same basic philosophy. We have the same thoughts. What's not to like? But I'll also be placing tariffs on steel, aluminum, and copper, and things that we need for our military. We have to bring production back to our country. You know, there was a time when we made 1 ship a day, and now we can't build a ship.
Levi, why do you think
it's
that?
all gone to other locations and other lands. And to
Dogecoin's
further
not going
return
anywhere.
Production to the United States.
Dead.
We're going to environmentally free up our rare earth minerals. We have some unbelievable sites. We have some of the best rare earth anywhere in the world, but we're not allowed to use it because the environmentalists got there first. They said, you cannot touch that land. I look at the land, looks like every other piece of land. What is it? Well, this is very protected. They have no idea what they're doing to our country. They use the environment to stop progress, so we're not going to let that happen. We have Lee Zeldin. I don't know if Lee's here today, but Lee Zeldin is going to be fantastic. He's going to head up the whole environmental. And I said, Lee, if we have we put in for a power plant, and if we don't get the approval, like that you can start within 12 days, one day would be even better, but 12 days, 14 days, see what you can do. And Lee's great. Lee knows what's good and he knows what's bad, and he'll be very fair, but we have to get it moving because some of these jobs, like the ones in Louisiana, they were 14, 15 years, they couldn't get their approvals. We can't let that happen. When people come here with massive amounts of money, they want to start, they want to go, and we know what's good and we know what's bad too. And Lee Zeldin's going to do a great job.
It doesn't look like it's dropping to me.
Fix our tax system. We could also cut colossal amounts of government waste, fraud.
Dropped overnight. Now it's recovering.
But tonight,
Like
I
every other crypto.
From the campaign, I will not sign any bill that cuts even a single penny from Medicare or Social Security for our great seniors. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. We'll not touch those benefits in any way, shape, or form. I want to use that because during the campaign, they had these fake ads that Trump is going to cut Social Security. No, they're the ones that are going to cut it because the country's going to go bankrupt under them. And that's why it's going to cut, because they're not going to have a choice. Not that they're saying we're going to cut it, but our country was heading for absolute bankruptcy. Using reconciliation, I also look forward to working with you to make our energy policies permanent and making our historic deregulation efforts a fixture of U.S. law so that no future president, like they did with Anwar, I got Anwar approved. Nobody could do it, including Ronald Reagan in Alaska. It's the largest site, potentially the largest site in the world, larger than Saudi Arabia. And I got it done. Ronald Reagan couldn't get it. Nobody could get it done. They tried, but they couldn't get it done. I got it done. And the first thing
need my
they did was
Medicare.
end Anwar in Alaska. The biggest, most powerful site, maybe anywhere in the world, that we got it done, and we're going to get it done again very quickly. Now, I think I do it with an executive order because they didn't go through Congress. I got it approved through Congress. So I think we get it done fast, but it's going to be, that can supply all of Asia with its location. All of Asia can be supplied by Anwar. So there's so many things, but we don't want to have any future president ever sabotage our economy with out of control regulations as the last two Democrat presidents have done. They went crazy. Last week, I signed an order revoking Joe Biden's destructive artificial intelligence regulations so that AI companies can once again focus on being the best, not just being the most woke. And today and over the last couple of days, I've been reading about China and some of the companies in China, one in particular, coming up with a faster method of AI and much less expensive method. And that's good, because you don't have to spend this much money. I view that as a positive, as an asset. So
Fartcoin,
I
10.
really think if it's fact,
Pengu,
it's true,
14.
and nobody really knows if it is. But I view that as a positive because you'll be doing that too. So you won't be spending as much and you'll get the same result, hopefully. The release of DeepSeek AI
Oh, here we go.
a Chinese company should be a wake-up call for our industries that we need to be laser focused on competing to win, because we have the greatest scientists in the world. Even Chinese leadership told me that. They said, you have the most brilliant scientists in the world in Seattle and various places. But Silicon Valley, they said, there's nobody like those people. This is very unusual when you hear a DeepSeek, when you hear somebody come up with something. We always have the ideas. We're always first. So I would say that's a positive. That could be very much a positive development. So instead of spending billions and billions, you'll spend less and you'll come up with hopefully the same solution. Under the Trump administration, we're going to unleash our tech companies and we're going to dominate the future like never before. And finally, we need to work together on a defense bill that once again fully rebuilds our military for our great warriors. We have to have a strong, strong defense.
I don't think it's just as high a priority for
And in
him.
a little while, I'll be signing 4 new executive orders. First is that I'm directing our new Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, who's going to be great, by the way. Thank you for the support. Thank you very much for the support. You really did support him greatly. I think he's going to be fantastic. I know him very well. I think he's going to be fantastic. He's what we need to immediately begin the construction of a state-of-the-art Iron Dome missile defense shield, which will be able to protect Americans. You know, we protect other countries, but we don't protect ourselves. And when Ronald Reagan wanted to do it many years ago, luckily we didn't. We didn't have the technology then. It was a concept, but we didn't. Now we have phenomenal technology. You see that with Israel. Where out of 319 rockets, they knocked down just about every one of them. So I think the United States is entitled to that, and everything will be made right here in the USA, 100%. And next, to ensure that we have the most lethal fighting force in the world, we will get transgender ideology the hell out of our military. It's going to be done. In addition, we will stop our service members from being indoctrinated with radical left ideologies such as critical race theory. We're going to stop it. It's already been stopped. It's already been halted, totally halted. And finally, we will offer full reinstatement to any service member who was expelled from the armed forces due to the COVID vaccine mandate. And we will restore them to their former rank with full pay. And I think we're going to have a lot of people that join. And one thing I'll say, if you looked at our recruitment over the last week or so, 2 weeks, it's through the roof. You know, we were having a lot of people weren't signing. We were having a hard time recruiting people because they were looking at these people that they were supposed to be their leaders, and they weren't happy. They didn't like people that fall going upstairs. If you're going to fall, at least go downstairs from the plane. That triple fall. I use that thing in more ads. I didn't have an ad where I didn't put that in. Just a little quick 1, 2, 3. Reminded me of Joe Frazier when he went down, right? George Foreman, Joe Frazier. 3 falls in a matter of seconds. I said, can you speed it up a little bit? People are getting tired of it. But no, we have now the best recruitment we've seen in a long time. There's a tremendous number of people wanting to sign up. January 20th, 2025 was a turning point in American history. Starting last week, we're ending years of incompetence, radicalism, and betrayal, and we're ushering in the most exhilarating era of reform and renewal in the 250-year history of our country. And just in conclusion, I just want to say that this has been a very exciting and will be a very exciting new chapter. There's nothing we cannot achieve as long as the Republican Party remains united. I hope you can remain united.
Yeah, I
And
think
it's
so
one
too.
thing I give
Not
the
a priority.
Democrats a lot of credit for because, you know, they have lousy policy. I think, frankly, half of them are totally crazy, but they do stick together. They stick together on stuff that nobody can. I mean, how can you want prisons emptied out into our country? They stick together. They stick together on everything. Impeachment hoax number 1, impeachment hoax number 2. They stick together. Although I must tell you, you gave me great support during those 2 problems. Those 2 fake witch hunts, which have now turned out to be totally fake and disgusting. But you gave me tremendous support. But the Republican Party has to stick together. We just can't have people going, 1, 2, 3 votes. And we don't have that luxury. It would be different if we had a 20-point, 30-person majority, but we don't. We have to help leadership. And, you can be assured that you have certain philosophies that if you're going to have most of the people, almost all of them voting for something, you're going to be okay. It's not going to be bad. You have to stick together. It's the one thing that I would say we don't get very high marks. Everything is so hard. We always have 2 or 3 or 5 or something, people that just don't want to do it. And you just got to do it. You just got to do it. Make life easy. You just got to do it. So right now we have a very special period because we have the House, we have the Senate, and we have the White House, and we're a team, and we're a really good team. And I appreciate so many times, and like even with Mike, I called 3 or 4 people, and they said, "Okay, sir, I'll do it. I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote positively." They're very happy they did now. But when I called, we've gotten such a great response. We just had that happen with Pete Hegseth, and we have it happening with others. But we really appreciate it with the House. The House has been, it's a very difficult situation when you have that small a majority. but in a certain way, it brings you together. It actually can unify more than anybody would ever know. And a victory is sweeter, as they say, because of it. And I think we're going to have a lot of victories, but we have to stick together. We have to work together. We have to fight together. We're going to win together. We're going to win like never before. We have a chance to win like never before. As long as we stay united, the 119th Congress will be remembered as the most successful and accomplished Republican majority in American history. I believe that. I think we have a chance of doing it. Right? And in January 2027, we will have a larger Republican House, a larger Republican Senate, and our country will be richer, safer, stronger, prouder, greater, freer, and ever before. I really think that we're going to have some big victories coming up, and I'm going to be helping every single one of you. I'm raising a lot of money, and I want to use it for the House, and I want to use it for the Senate. I raised a lot of money, and I told my people we raised 1.7 billion. They raised 2.6 billion. They have the unions with checkoffs, which is always tough. $10 a month times millions and millions of people, and then we won, and we won by a lot. And they wanted to go out, and they still haven't raised it. They're trying to raise $28 million. They cannot raise 10 cents. It's good to win, I will tell you. It's really good to win, but they can't raise money. But I told my people the morning after. Now, normally, because we have so many donors here and so many people that I love and respect, a lot of great friends of mine, but I told my people, Meredith and Susie, and by the way, how good is Susie? The ice baby. Where's the ice baby? She is so great.
I think we can end that.
She is so good.
Now it's just all going to be internal Republican politics stuff. So let's talk about what he didn't say, right? He did mention DeepSeek, but he did mention in sort of a way that is just going to encourage American companies to work harder, which is a good message. I wish he would have said something negative about it, being from China, but he didn't. But maybe, this was just a speechwriter who just threw that together today. So maybe if Trump hears more about it and finds out more what it's about, maybe he will say something. As far as crypto, he signed the executive order last week for a working group. The working group is going to be going for 6 months. It's not on his current agenda. The crypto is just not there. Now, he does have the Trump token, though. Yes, that's his, and it's got his name on it. And we don't know what this token's going to do price-wise. If it really starts tanking like a lot of other tokens, he might do something. I don't know. But he might do something crypto-related to get his token to pump. Right? He would like that. That makes him money, but we don't know. As of right now, I did see a lot of chatter about, Dogecoin dumping, but right now it looks like we are in the middle of this kind of V-shaped thing happening here, is what it looks like is happening. And again, this dump was all spurred from when the future stock started trading Sunday evening and started dumping because of that DeepSeek AI thing. But it wasn't just Dogecoin. There's the Bitcoin chart, and there's the ETH chart, and there's the Algorand chart, and the Solana chart, and the Cardano chart, HBAR chart, XRP chart. They were all dropping. So those that were saying, Dogecoin's dead, or it's just like, guys, it's the market. That news affected the entire market, particularly Bitcoin. Look at the big red candles of drop in Bitcoin, and altcoins follow Bitcoin. Bitcoin's like 59% of the overall crypto market. And as Bitcoin goes, so goes most cryptos. So we saw that last night. That was the chart. We have some recovering a little better today. XRP is back up over $3. And if it hits like 312, it's right back where it was. So we'll be watching that tonight and seeing if this recovery continues, or is it just going to kind of flatten out here. But right now, it's looking like a decent recovery from the pullback. So that all's looking good. Hopefully we don't have a big follow on. Looks like Nvidia is already back up 2.5% after hours in its stock. So the stock isn't continuing to trade down after market. It's actually trading back up, now up 2.6. I mean, it's got some real trading going on right now with Nvidia stock. There's some volume there after market, and it's coming back up too. So yeah, we are seeing this recovery going on. So yeah, for Trump, again, like I said, I don't think that crypto is priority right now. He's got a lot of other things to deal with, particularly now he's got a new Secretary of Defense. So that's why he's got those EOs coming out for the Defense Department. And we will see what's next for him. So you're a fan of the V? I like the V. I want Doge back up over 35 cents, get back up there. So what can we expect from the working group? And how about updates? I don't know. I got to see what David Sachs says. He's the head of the working group. See what he's going to come up with. But it's certainly for pro crypto. I mean, that's the goal. And how to actually get that work within the US government, we'll see what they say. And again, this is just the US side of things. Crypto's worldwide, but that's what we've got. He would catch some flack, Travis says. If he pumped crypto, bring it to the forefront, media and Dems would have a heyday. Yeah, and you'd get more of those Q&As like he had in the Oval Office where someone asked him about the Trump token and said, you're making a lot of money on it. And Trump says, how much? And he said, billions. It was just like, that wasn't a good look. That wasn't a good look. Bitcoin daily candle, similar to the 13th. What, like down and back up, you mean? Kind of like a hammerhead? Yeah, very similar. Almost to the same exact price, too. Like to see it green here in the next 15 minutes, but I don't think we're going to make it. XRP's is green, though. It's got a big hammerhead up here, and it's green. Look at that one. Doge isn't quite going to make it either. Close, but not on the daily. But yeah, that's a good recovery going on. Kramer said Nvidia's going lower. Awesome. Then it's time for Nvidia to pump, right? The anti-Kramer. Trump is the most crypto bullish president. That is true. Trump finished his speech. You called the dip. Yeah, you can see it. I think the Trump and Musk thing is fun. Trump actually said something about it the other day. And he addressed it. And he just said, look, Elon's got his opinion. That's it. That's it. So Elon's going to do his thing. So you think there's something brewing? I don't know. I don't think so. I've never been a fan of Caspa. It's been all hyped and hyped and hyped year after year after year. You can still make good money on it, but as a project, it's really not doing much. So, peanuts. Peanuts. JD Vance. It'll be interesting to see what JD does. He's been pretty quiet so far. I mean, it's all kind of, focused on Trump, but it's going to be interesting to see what Vance does as the VP and what his issues are going to be. So we will see. Oh God, like office politics. I'll just move him down the hall. Oh God. X is saying buy the dip. AJ, Jasmine is probably going to be very similar as Doge. Chances are you'll probably get the same returns. Jasmine hasn't recovered quite as much as Dogecoin has on this current drop. But, you know, that's a short-term thing too. No, there won't be any exemptions. The Constitution is pretty strong. Elon will not be running for president. Yeah, you'll just wait for yours starting now then. Hold on. No, all these people saying they want to keep the crypto price down so that when they buy, no, they don't think that. They don't think that. That's people like you just making stuff up. No. I think the focus is going to be on keeping the crypto that they have. That's going to be the strategic reserve, what they call. And it's not to be buying more. Certainly something they're going to look at, but the more important thing they're going to be looking at, I think, is going to be the digital dollar or stable coin or whatever, looking forward, what is the United States going to do as a country with regards to everything going digital. Those are the people that are all coming together to talk about it. And yes, blockchain technology. I mean, Elon was talking about it, right? Introducing blockchain technology into the government to begin to be transparent about what's going on and record things on a ledger. That's all good. No, it's not so much hate, Orden. I just speak the truth here. Try and keep it real. And Caspa was hyped years ago, and it's still being hyped. There's no product there. Nobody's using it. That's all. Government, yep. This is a group that is going to be thinking long-term. Yes. Iron and Wood, bought some Doge at the bottom, 31-ish. Nice. I mean, that's been all over the internet, right? All over X is like when Elon started looking at exploring different blockchain projects, it's like, what would he use? Would he use ETH, right? He loves Dogecoin, but Dogecoin for its blockchain, I think he wants to use Doge as a currency still. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. Yeah, I'm gonna be finishing up here in a couple minutes. No, the United States would not allow that to happen. Some social credit score thing. Absolutely not. And one of Trump's executive orders was no CBDC. So if they do something about a digital dollar, it will be a stable coin that is public on a public ledger. It's a 4-year term. Would it make sense for the US to dump tons into a crypto reserve during a bull market or wait 2 years? That's a good question. I mean, Sachs would know more about the cycles and would be thinking like that, but most others wouldn't. I don't know. And that's another thing. It's been talked about getting listed on Coinbase and Binance for years as well, and it still isn't. And there might be a reason for that. I'm just saying. Elon said he wasn't getting paid. Thank you, DB. Have a good night. Dustin, thank you. Thanks, everybody. Hey, 33 cents. We got half the recovery done. Let's see tonight whether Doge gets up to 35 and over. I'll be live again tomorrow. On Tuesday, we are going to be having my 4th anniversary of when I first bought Dogecoin. And we're going to see, are we going to get an 800% pump starting tomorrow? We will talk about what happened in 2021. Again, it's a 4-year cycle. We will take a look at that. I lived it. A lot of you lived it as well. So that'll be fun. Hey, everyone have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.